they know assuredly. Within that house the king did lie. One entered in then for to see, and found the babe in poverty. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. Sing praises to our heavenly Lord, that hath made heaven and earth of naught, and with his blood mankind hath bought. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel.
How was that for a vibey Christmas song? The first Noel in some sort of like jazz, fusion, funk. And now I think you guys are listening to funk right now. The Giga Chad funk for the Giga Chad Christmas season. Hope you're all doing very, very well tonight. We have lots of silly, fun stuff to talk about. Some good news, some more good news. And more good news. Yeah, it's actually just good news, so it's actually a good night. We should all be quite happy with the way that events are unfolding currently. Quick little update though. Let me kick the voice mod off,
guys. All right. So you guys remember Sonny Puzikas, right? He's done a couple silly things. Just a couple. Let me give you guys a quick refresher on Sonny, but his team, the Students of Violence, reached out to us and they want to get on the podcast. They want to have a conversation with us about, safe training methodology or all sorts of fun things. So yes, it's going to happen. It's not quite Matt Pranka. Okay, we're working on him too, but Sonny Puzikas on the show with his team, talking about safe firearms handling and a few other fun things. Could be a great time, so expect that in the near future, all right? Been emailing back and forth. Yeah. Many slurs will be said. But before we get to slurs, how's my other slur doing, Richard? How's your night going?
Yeah, it's going great. Could you imagine Puzika v. Bronca?
Don't tempt me. Do not tempt me to try and make that happen.
Glorious.
If I could get that to happen.
That would be absolutely glorious.
All right. Well, speaking of things that people want to see, I guess. I mean, a lot of you people would do this job for free, considering some of you simps out there are paying to do it. But I thought this was kind of funny. I don't know if funny is the right word, okay? It's pretty degenerate. And it has a little bit to do with me, okay, when it comes to taxes and whatnot. Not quite to Jake's level. Jake is out there with his Feet Finder account in the chat, but yes, somebody sent me this Facebook post from Mission Essential Gear Company. IRS agents will now be forced to watch OnlyFans content to see if it is pornographic, because there has been updates to the tax on tips. Because I want to say the first $25,000 tax on tip, there's no tax on the first $25,000, right? As long as you make under 100K or something like that. I don't know the exact rules. I'm going to have to look into it, of course, because this show does make tips. But one of the exceptions,
tips. I thought you were saying.
Yeah. Well, it's still a tax on a tip. Either way you cut that thing, either way you snip that thing, it's still a tax on tips.
Well, I thought you were saying tax on tip.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, that's the thing, because there's an exception now. And the exception is if it has to do with pornography, it is not tax free. So they are taxing the tips and the tits. Yeah. So read that again. That is a real sentence. So IRS agents will now need to watch OnlyFans content to determine if it meets the no tax on tips law. Trump rolls out the no tax on tips promise and everyone's staring. Then someone goes, wait, hold up. What counts as a tip? Who qualifies? And are feet pics considered porn? That is actually a conversation in Washington right now. Congress passed a massive tax cut, creating a, just imagines these like brain dead retards who are like barely functioning being like, are feet pics counted as tax on tips? I'm not sure, Bill. Let me get my aide to write a $1,400 or 1,400 page bill on this.
Well,
But to stop, so workers keep more money, but to stop every employee from claiming they live off of tips, the IRS narrowed it down to jobs that regularly get them, like this show, for instance. They listed among 70 occupations, including digital creators, entertainers, dancers, looked like a win for the millions grinding on OnlyFans. Well, this is actually base because, let's tax OnlyFans at 100%. How about that? Then they dropped the restriction, no deduction if the tips come from prostitution or pornographic activity, right? So OnlyFans girls BTFO'd, and of course Jake's Foot Finder account is probably also BTFO'd as well. Sorry, Jake. So now the government has to decide what is and is not porn. And since OnlyFans is built on tipping, someone has to watch the content and judge whether these activities are legitimate tip revenue. So yes, there are about to be IRS agents clocking in to watch OnlyFans professionally and writing reports on whether shaking it for $20 is tax deductible. Imagine telling your family you work for the government and that is your job. America is good. Well, listen, IRS agents weren't doing anything good to begin with. Most of them were probably doing something like this anyways. Now they're just getting paid to officially do that. No lies detected, Jake. No lies detected. I'm sorry, Jake. It happens.
That's
I'm what's your occupation? Oh yeah, I'm a professional government gooner.
The one good thing that'll come out of
they have to call
this.
in the expert to see if this class. I need my tax accountant to look at this to see if this classifies as tax on tips or not.
There's going to be one good thing that'll come out of this will be the government defining what is and is not pornography.
Yeah.
And I hope they put it to a vote as to each individual, like a roll call vote, because this is it's getting out of hand.
I mean, realistically, I don't even know how they would do it. It'd have to be case by case basis, and somebody, as far as I'm concerned, just get rid of it all. Just 100% tax on OnlyFans revenue. Just get rid of it. Yeah, tax on. Yeah, you get it. But I thought that was quite funny. But something that's actually good news is a little update. This was not expected. This is Mrs. CRS Firearms, right? So I think that this made the new account, which is actually funny. Only Tactical Fans, we were just talking about OnlyFans, but Only Tactical Fans is their second channel. But look who happens to be in the back seat.
Oh my gosh, guys. Guess what? Guess who I have in the vehicle? My husband, yay! We have to take him to the halfway house right now. I don't know when there's going to be a live or when he's going to be able to come on, but I am here to update you. And yeah, And don't forget to subscribe to Only Tactical Fans, because I will eventually host my husband on my channel for a live video soon. But yeah. And also don't forget to shop at onlytacticalfans.myshopify.com. Thank you guys so much for everything, for being through this journey, supporting us. It means the world to us.
Appreciate.
So that is Matt Hoover in the backseat. He is transitioning out of jail to a halfway house. So I don't know how long he's going to have to be there. The important thing, though, is he is out of jail. He can spend time with his family, with his daughters as well, that he has been, regardless of some of the silly things that he's done and said that led up to this situation, that he was wrongfully taken away from. Right. So he spent years now away from his young daughters, away from his wife, away from his family. And now he has finally gotten a little bit of the freedom that he deserves and needs for him and his family. He got diagnosed with cancer, in prison, all these horrible things happening, but he is finally out, and it's good to see him out and about. I've talked to Matt a little bit before the whole situation went down. We've had a little bit of a back and forth. I haven't kept up with him as of late, of course, but I am very, very happy to see him out and about and actually being able to spend time with his family, which is just an absolute win.
So much for everything, for being through this journey, supporting us. It means the world to us.
Appreciate all the help. We couldn't have done it without you.
So yeah, thank you guys.
And honestly, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty
Done it
good
without you.
for being in prison for what, 3 years now? 4 years?
Yeah, roughly 3 years. Not only being in prison, but also having cancer.
Coming down with cancer, which it looks like he's dealing with that fairly well, being in prison. And now he's out about, he can spend time with his family most of the time, right? He's still in a halfway house. So it's not total freedom yet, but it is infinitely better than his prior situation, right?
Indeed. And for those who haven't been keeping up, who may not know who Matt is, he's the gentleman who was arrested for the auto key card thing.
Mhm.
It's atrocious. If you haven't been keeping up on it, go check the details on it. But essentially, they arrested the man for some drawings on a piece of metal that the ATF determined was a machine gun, but yet later admitted that they couldn't get to function. So
Yeah, but there
It's-
were
it's-
other
it's-
things too, because I don't want to. He said some really dumb things.
oh, he did. He said some
He
very,
did,
very
because
dumb
he's like, "Oh
things,
yeah,
and
you
I
can
told
use
him,
this, cut it out, put it in your gun, get your full auto itch scratched, and then throw it away." It's like,
Yeah,
you can't
he
say that.
absolutely.
You cannot say that, even
I
if it's
told him.
terrible for that purpose. Like, stop saying that, please. And there was that. The other guy is still in jail, as far as I'm
Yes.
aware. He got hit with structuring charges, conspiracy charges, everything that they could get hit with, they did. So, while we all agree here, anyways, that he shouldn't have been in jail for these things, he said some foolish things that did not help him out in court. Right.
Absolutely. And playing those videos, Your Honor, Exhibit A, it's like, yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, well, it's like he said he's transporting machine guns. He said they could be converted into machine guns. That's what he was selling them as, right? So this is conspiracy to transmit. You have a cross state line stuff. You have all sorts of horrible things that they can throw at you, even if they can barely get the thing to work. Yeah, say thank you to Fudbusters next time you see him. Great job. Good job, man. Anyways, happy ending. Well, the happiest ending would be that he just never had any of this happen to him in the first place, and he didn't get to miss years of his children's lives. But now that he is out and about, it is certainly good news and good to see it.
Well, I
100%.
hope that in that short amount of time that he was riding to the halfway house, I hope he got his happy ending.
Why would you say that, Richard?
Man's been locked up for
why,
3 years.
Why would you say that? No,
First
that's
thing out of-
disgusting.
he's
Richard,
getting
you
out of
see two
prison.
happy people together, and you're like, oh yeah,
He's
out of
getting
jail.
out of prison.
Why
He's
would
getting to go for a ride with his wife. I hope he took thorough advantage of that.
perfect looks matched couple? They are looks matched. They are looks matched couple. But listen,
And
the wife
they
sticking
seem
with him.
incredibly happy.
Yeah, as long as they're happy, that's all that matters. But the wife sticking with him for 3 years after, you know, he's been in jail, keeping the channels going, keeping everybody updated, keeping kind of the momentum as much as she could. Like, she did a lot better than a lot of other people. So, you know, make fun, make your jokes or whatnot. But good on her, good on them, and now they get to be a happy family together.
Yeah.
All
no,
right.
no, that wasn't a joke on her. I'm hoping that she got hers as well.
Oh my! No, stop! I don't care. No, we don't. Nobody cares about that, Richard. Tacticon. Well, somebody else that also nobody cares about it because it. I did not click on that. That was Richard. Richard clicked on that. Stop. Oh dear, did they meet at a family? Yeah. Get your jokes at. Yeah. All right. Do. Tacticon. Things that also don't matter and no one cares about because it's gone. Tacticon, we've covered them for the last like 2 years now at this point, but they're over. Tacticon, Tacta done. How about that? The website is down. The 2A Pro website, as far as I'm aware, is also down. Everybody that was in that group, everybody that was a paying member, everybody that invested in the 2A Pro basically got the rug pulled on them, as with a lot of these marketing scams, which I mean, I think it almost technically meets the definition of a scam now. Not entirely sure. Not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice, but it seems kind of scammy, right? To take everybody's money in this 2A Pro group and then just, run away. That doesn't seem cool. Because I mean, from people that have reached out to me, people that have said, "Oh, I was in this group and I got out." They tried to take money. They tried to charge my account. They tried to do all this stuff afterwards, right? I am trying to load the 2A Pro website, and it is a spinning circle of death. So I'm going to assume that is also done. But Tacticon is done. 2A Pro is done. He who laughs last laughs best. Yes, the site cannot be reached. 2A Pro took too long to respond. Yeah, John, they're not my enemies. Listen, Jake was going through some personal things, allegedly misusing company funds, not paying his employees. So I do still wish him the best, but I don't want him to return to the gun industry because I think that ship has sailed. You've hurt too many people. You've caused too much damage. You've ruined the reputation of a lot of people around you. Rightfully or wrongfully, there were a lot of people who defended you, who supported you, like, Nolan and whatnot. And he's trying to distance himself from this as much as possible. But he was a part of the problem. Lots of people around him tried to right the ship. Never happened. Screwed a lot of people. Take care of you and your family. I know he's going through some personal stuff. Take care of yourself and your family. But yeah, don't come back to the 2A space.
Now, when did Nolan officially split?
About a year ago, I think.
And
well, him and Tackett, right? Him and Tackett left. There was a public update that Jake made, and Jake was, at the time, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're still going strong, guys. We're still doing good." But from what we've learned, he was trying to sell the company for $5 million, or trying to get investors to buy in for $5 million. He couldn't pay his employees. He couldn't pay his suppliers. He was, where the money went, nobody knows exactly. The 2A Pro guys, again, these guys who bought in for $5,000, $6,000, $2,000 into his 2A Pro, marketing courses or website backups and stuff like that. Some of them never got their websites delivered. Some of them never got product. So they were paying their monthly fees. They paid their buy-in fees. And again, this like marketing hustlers university, suckers university for the 2A Pro type stuff never came to fruition. And a lot of those guys just straight up lost money, but basically stolen, right? Yeah, 5 million self-eval, but now they're gone. Now they're gone. Yeah, the name is not worth anything. Watch their new podcast? No, they have not. Jake has not made a new episode of, because I know they have a YouTube channel, the 2A Procast, I want to say is what it is. Did they actually put out Man versus Morning? No way.
Oh, is it real?
Man versus Morning? Oh, wait, or are you talking about Tackett and Nolan? Yeah, Tackett and Nolan have a different job. I thought you were talking about Jake. I was like, no way does Jake still trying to weasel his way in there. It's like, just don't do that. Don't do that.
They have a new podcast?
Yeah, that's Tackett and Nolan. Tackett, Nolan, and somebody else. They have a podcast thingamajig that they do. Good for them. That's fun. Get a bunch of guests on, talk it up. Never cause any problems. Never be controversial. You'll do just fine, bro. Try and separate yourself as much as possible. Yeah, attack its on pepper box.
I mean, he can try and separate himself as much as possible, but he was balls deep in that prison wallet.
He literally got naked for Tacticon, so
Yeah,
there's very little he wouldn't do for them.
yeah.
Ah,
I
quite
don't-
funny.
Mm.
Didn't you put up a short about don't insult my intelligence after that whole debate scandal?
I did. And then I believe later got taken down. I'm pretty sure that Nolan may have been the one who was reporting it, but I'll never know.
Please. Well, yeah, we kind of know a little bit more about that, but that
Yeah.
doesn't need to be public, does it?
It's
I don't
alright.
think so. I don't think it needs to be public.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
never know.
Well, speaking of things that might need to be a little bit more public, in September 1995, this was the month before I was born, Tim Waltz's Nebraska National Guard unit received the brand new M109A5, a nuclear capable 155 millimeter howitzer, which I just love this sentence, a nuclear capable 150 millimeter howitzer. That sounds straight out of Warhammer right there. It's like, will this ruin the planet and cause untold devastation? Yes. Is it effective against Xenos? Also, yes. Send it. The classified SOP. Oh, wait, you guys can still hear me when that's going because there's no audio.
Yeah.
The classified SOP manual for its operation vanished shortly after Waltz, who frequently had sole access to the secure area, had just returned from his honeymoon in China. Oh, that's awkward. Just, governor, vice presidential hopeful Tim Waltz happened to lose a SOP manual for the new nuclear capable 155 millimeter howitzer after a honeymoon to China. Just strange timing.
Wow.
Coincidental, I'm sure. An ex-colleague later tipped the FDI, citing a suspected espionage by 2008. China rolled out the PLZ-05, a near-identical 155 millimeter self-propelled howitzer. Waltz made 30-plus trips to China over the years. Did he have a hot Chinese wife? We call that a honey paw. The missing manual story still barely covered. Why? Is it a potential national security breach of this series? Still just whispers, demand answers.
I've spoken to a couple people that served with Tim Walz in Nebraska in that guard unit, and they suspect people that served with Tim Walz in Nebraska in that guard unit, and they suspect, and we've done stories and tried to reach out to Walz for comment, but they suspect that perhaps he took their standard operating procedure, the SOP, for the howitzer army tank. He was assigned to this tank. It was nuclear capable, and this was all laid out in the SOP that goes missing while he's there. And
Guys, she's on screen for 5 seconds. It's like there's a female on screen. These guys are wood. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Mule goes missing?
Right, and they had talked to the FBI about this as well. There's so
What does that
many
mean?
questions.
Why did they talk to the FBI?
They think that he's traveling back and forth from China at this time, and then we also know that this howitzer.
Wait.
I know I
His
sound
guys-
crazy right now.
No, you don't sound crazy at all. You're recounting the facts.
Yeah.
You are saying that men he worked with in the National Guard in Nebraska went to the FBI because they believed he had given classified military secrets to the Chinese government?
They suspect that he did, and
Well, they suspected to the point that they went to the FBI.
well, this was all when all these stories are coming out finally about his background, and they're like, maybe we should talk about this. These are guys that back then didn't report this. This was in the early 90s, and they always talked about it amongst themselves. And I think that they weren't completely aware of, the potential threat something like this could pose, but they always thought this was very strange. And then China started producing almost a carbon copy of this military tank a couple of years later.
Yeah, men Tim Waltz worked with the National Guard in Nebraska, went to the FBI because they believed Tim Waltz had given classified military secrets to the Chinese government. Right after this happened, China produced the same tank Tim Waltz was accused of stealing the plans for. How is this not national news? Now, if you go back to the pull up, within that time frame between 1995, where he went to his honeymoon in China, he had over 30 trips to China, right? And we've just seen recently, just a couple months ago, that sailor got charged for taking 12 grand to sell out state secrets to China, which is like, all right, you're getting like 30 years in prison for $12,000. What an absolute waste. What an absolute waste. What a stupid move. Not worth it. Bad calculations. I thought Asians were supposed to be good at math, but $12,000 for 30 years is a really bad deal. Really bad deal.
Yeah.
Actually, I am
Over
curious
30,
now. People are
yeah.
asking, what is the M19A5? Is it actually nuclear capable? Capable, and what does that even mean? Nuclear capable. So now I got to look this
Well,
up.
I believe a lot of the things that we have are technically nuclear capable.
Oh, nope, not there. Self-propelled howitzer, nuclear capable. I don't even know what that means. Interesting. Fine, fine.
Blackheart Defense.
Yeah, Blackheart Defense. We'll pause
yeah,
the
I
stream
got you.
just for you, bro. Just
Ready?
for you.
Just freeze face. Pause.
China arms Pakistan with nuclear capable howitzers. That's interesting. Okay. That's in 2022. Apparently, Pakistan has these. Maybe they'll have a misfire. Maybe that would help them. Self-propelled medium. What do they mean by nuclear capable, though?
I wonder if it's something similar to the Davy Crockett. Are you familiar with that?
M9 Hauser, 2D Fortune, Scooter survived. What does that even mean? Yeah, if it's spent uranium rounds, isn't every gun nuclear capable?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
So
basically everything's
I'm not
nuclear capable.
exactly sure what they mean by that. Did they just mean it can take the like spent uranium rounds, or
I'm wondering if it's something
I'm imagining like a mini nuke from like Fallout or something like that,
Well,
like a mini nuke launcher, right?
They had that's what the Davy Crockett is.
105 millimeter nuclear shell. Okay, fine. I will look that up. Nuclear artillery shell. Okay, here we go. Oh, excellent. Oh, go away. All right, the W-48 was an American nuclear artillery shell capable of being fired from any standard 155 millimeter howitzer, a tactical nuclear weapon. It was manufactured starting in 1963, and all units were retired in 1992. Dude, back when we were actually a real country and messing around with nuclear power and nuclear arms and all this other fun stuff, dude, like, that's legit. That's legit. We just made cool stuff. Okay. We tried to make a nuclear powered train, or that was at the Soviet Union. I know we had plans for a nuclear powered plane, which sounds like a total catastrophe waiting to happen, but we would just do cool stuff. Okay. It's like, we got this new power source. Let's put it in an airplane. Let's put it in a car. Okay. Let's have lots of fun.
Even better, let's put it in a metal
technical
tube
nuclear weapon.
and
It was
submerge it
manufactured starting.
underwater.
All units retired in 1992. It was known as the XM454 AFAP. Artillery fired atomic projectile. All right. The weapon was 34 inches long and weighed 120 pounds. Mod O, Mod 1. What was the point of it, though? Effective firing range, 8.7 miles. Blast yields, 100 tons of TNT. So it is literally just a tiny nuclear shell. All right. Strike targets 50,000 feet in altitude. The weapon could have a range of 9 miles. So did they ever test it? Like, can I see one of these things go off?
If they did, it would probably
The
be
details
part of
are
the-
still classified, huh? Interesting. I want to see one of these things go off. Because the idea of like being the commander of one of these howitzers, right? One of the tank crews or whatever they call them, and being the guy loading these nuclear shells, just praying that you don't have any sort of malfunction, right? Imagine being the guy that's the armorer that's tasked with holding like 20 of these at all times.
So Starfish Prime
Very
would have
fun.
been the only.
Well, that's good to know. Anyways, thank you, Tim Waltz. Much appreciated. Well, moving on from that, I suppose it's hard to top a nuclear howitzer. But speaking of shortages and issues, AAC, America's Ammunition Company. How long were they around? 3 years? 4 years? 5 years?
3 or 4.
Not all
somewhere
that
in there.
long, right? When did AAC first come out? Did you die, Richard?
I don't think he can hear me. No, I
Richard's
didn't die.
Fair enough. He'll come back when he comes back. But yeah, AAC has not been around all that long. And now they're claiming powder shortages and other issues. And now they're closing down or shuttering.
Our primary powder supplier has informed us that due to U.S. and foreign military commitments for small arms and artillery contracts, they will not be able to provide powder to us in the near future. To load ammo, you need powder. Starting very soon, we'll be temporarily shutting down operations at our AAC ammo factory. It's not what we want to do, but it's the reality of what we are in right now, and you deserve to hear why. Without powder,
It doesn't matter. Leave him backstage.
at a
I couldn't hear him. He was not popping through in StreamYards. Richard, leave StreamYards and come back. Just try it again.
in the near future. To load ammo, you need
Yeah, I do like the tone of all of it, right? It's very sad, it's very somber. And don't worry, we're about to get to their new, what do they call it? The Olcan, which is just a bullpup chassis for their Jackal. So, and that music is very gung-ho. Much different. But this is sad, it's somber. Listen, guys, this isn't what we wanted to happen, but we have to shut down ammunition.
Our primary powder supplier has informed us that due to U.S. and foreign military commitments for small arms and artillery contracts, they will not be able to provide powder to us in the near future. To load ammo, you need powder. Starting very soon, we'll be temporarily shutting down operations at our AAC ammo factory. It's not what we want to do, but it's the reality of what we are in right now, and you deserve to hear why. Without powder at a decent cost, we can't build ammo and still sell it at a fair price. This is not us closing the doors for good. We have a team keeping the machines maintained and ready to turn back on. This is a supply and cost problem. We can't.
Now, question for you guys. AAC has always been like the cheapest ammo around, or close to the cheapest ammo around for certain loadings, right? Cheap 300 Blackout, cheap 308, relatively cheap 5.56. Their 77 grain stuff for like 50 cents a round. People are like, oh, it's a match round for only 50 cents a round. Like, I'll pick that up, right? I'll buy that in bulk and then it blows up their suppressor or something. However, I do believe that there is powder shortages or powder constraints that will raise prices. But I also believe that AAC, their only claim to fame and the only reason they were selling any ammo at all was because it was cheap. It was very cheap, comparatively speaking, or at least relatively cheap. And I'm pretty sure they're aware that if they raise prices on their ammo, nobody buys it. Like, nobody buys it. It's also possible that there's an entirely different ulterior motive, just in the fact that they were losing money on their ammo, like it was a lost leader for them. And so they decided to shut down their ammunition production because, you know, I'm sure sales are down. That's why even with powder constraints, even with powder shortages and companies upping their prices, overall prices for ammo are still down.
Is grandson still doing AAC ads?
Richard, you're coming through my speakers. What is StreamYard's problem?
I have
no
idea.
Okay, well, it literally streamed through my left monitor. And not even my speakers, through my left monitor. I don't know why they switched that.
I can't control that, but I'll just shut up for now.
No, I fixed it. Now, so you're fine. But anyways, completely derailed where I was though. Anyways, so bad market for them. Ammo prices are still going down. The other day, I was buying 9mm for 20 cents a round in a big box store, right? That's kind of the position that we're in. A 9mm is going to drop under 20 cents a round. 5.56 is under 40 cents a round at some times in some places, depending on what it is you're looking for. So even with the powder constraints, even with the shortages, nobody's buying. It's not a great buying market. The economy is down. It is heading into December. It is Trump slump 2.0 is in full swing, and it's going to continue to be this way for the next year, basically. Maybe not quite a year, 10 months at least. We're in this downward trajectory. It doesn't look like the economy is going to be getting any better. It doesn't look like the tariffs are helping ammunition manufacturers, and it's going to be kind of this downward trajectory. And I think it's just a business decision. And this is kind of a way to not necessarily cope but to provide an excuse for their customers at why they're shutting down, is they simply weren't making any money on it. And so even PSA, even a $250 million a year company, that's how much money they do a year in a good year, I should say. Even they are not immune to the economy, and I'm sure their sales are still down across the board, just like basically everybody's are, and they don't have any contracts to fall back on. So their loss leader doesn't make a lot of sense when nothing else is selling. All right. I do agree with Mike Contra that ADI 69 grain is the best bang for buck match ammo. And yeah, Pinocchio, he FN67 is 40 cents a round. First 6-7 reference to the stream. 36 minutes in. Great job, bro.
The machines maintained and ready to turn back on. This is a supply and cost problem. We can't get powder at a price that lets us keep making honest, affordable ammo. We are working with a large firm that is standing up a new...
The Tom Core aesthetic says, if they promised on making 54539, this wouldn't happen. Even if they did promise it, or have they promised to do it? Because PSA has a habit of telling you that they're going to bring something to market and then not doing that thing, and then bringing something else to market, bringing the thing that no one asked for to market, right? They've broken probably as many promises as they've kept, I would say, if not more. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but they have a habit of not delivering what people want.
New powder factory, which hopefully will be complete.
Buy Sugar Bee apples. I get paid Friday. Do I pick up 1,000 of their 77 grain? I wouldn't. Not really. I mean, people who stock up on 77 grain for the end of the world, like, that's fine or whatever, but you'd be much better off just actually training with it. You know, it's like having 100,000 rounds in a stockpile. Not really that useful.
In about a year. This venture is extremely...
Yeah, STG 44 and PSA MP5 and X57 and any other things that people actually want. And we'll go over their comments in their next video where they're like, oh, great, a Jackal bullpup. Can we get the X57 yet? Or the X9 or the PSA 2K11? Isn't that supposedly coming out right around the corner? Right?
Important as the Second Amendment of U.S. citizens is threatened by the military-industrial complex's appetite for wars. We believe that freedom should be available at all times, and we are dedicated to making that happen. After the powder factory is complete, we will have an alternative source for powder to go along with our sources for primers, brass, and strong 2A partners supplying projectiles. This will give us the ability to produce even when the military-industrial complex will not supply the...
Oh, is Venezuela actually getting bombed right now? Did we... Sorry to interrupt World War III with AAC falling down. Uh-oh.
The American people. As the new powder source comes online, we'll fire the machines back up and let everyone know. Keep an eye on our social pages for updates. We love and appreciate the wonderful employees of AAC Ammo. All current AAC Ammo employees are being given the opportunity to find other positions with AAC Ammo's related companies.
Now, when I first heard this, I thought he was going to say all AAC employees are given the opportunity to seek employment elsewhere. You know, I have like the most corporate speak for saying we're going to fire them all. But no, they are being given opportunity at the, PSA or H&R or any of other PSA's brand, any JJE brand that's associated. So at least the workers aren't being just dropped. I think that is good of them to try and keep them internally, because they may need them if and when they ever get to start it back up again. And again, I do believe that there are real powder constraints and powder shortages. However, again, other companies are still moving forward. I just think it doesn't make sense for Palmetto State Armory to raise their prices, and when they know that it will crater their sales and they're not making any money to begin with. So making even less money, or making even less ammo and making the same amount of money, which is basically nothing, doesn't make sense for manpower, right? So usually, unfortunately, your workforce is your easiest expense to cut, right? So I can cut 30% of expenses tomorrow by cutting 30% of my workforce. So that's why a lot of these people that were hired when business was booming, 2020, 2021, when sales were still up, And then as things taper off, your big old workforce that was really efficient at pumping up cheap ammo, well, now that you're not making any money on it, nobody's buying, you can't keep all those people, so you got to get rid of them. That's what happens.
Industrial complex's appetite for wars. We believe that freedom should be available at all times, and we are dedicated to making that happen. After the powder factory is complete, we will have an alternative source for powder to go along with our sources for primers, brass, and strong 2A partners supplying projectiles. This will give us the ability to produce even when the military-industrial complex will not supply the American people. As the new powder source comes online, we'll fire the machines back up and let everyone know. Keep an eye on our social pages for updates. We love and appreciate the wonderful employees of AAC Ammo. All current AAC Ammo employees are being given the opportunity to find other positions with AAC Ammo's related companies. Thank you to our loyal customers for your support over the years. Thank you.
Oh, that was nice. No, sorry, dude. It reset my camera too. So not just my audio, but also my camera. It's being very, very annoying tonight.
Yeah, it started off being annoying.
Yeah. Every StreamYard update breaks StreamYards. Thank you. Thank you, StreamYards. I'm so glad I pay $100 a month for this service. So they say that they're investing in a new powder startup. Is that an American powder startup? If so, again, good on them. That would be good for long-term American market growth, right? If we don't have to depend on all the raw materials from overseas. A lot of it does come from China. So when there's big tariffs on China, isn't exactly helpful in keeping ammo prices low. Right now, the only thing keeping ammo prices low and lowering is the fact that demand is bad, which is good. It is good for me and you who are out there still shooting, still practicing, still training, doing all of this other fun stuff, right? We can continue to train, to stockpile, while the normies who are just like, I don't need to buy right now. It's relative peace. We got a Republican in power, so I'm not going to care at all about anything. It's good for us who are, a little bit better than normies or a little bit above normies in terms of our awareness. And so we can continue to do the things, shoot, practice, have fun, stockpile, whatever it might be with the ammo, right?
Yeah, I don't stockpile anything other than M855.
Fair enough.
It's so cheap.
But of course, PSA being PSA, they are not they are not done releasing stuff just because they are shuttering their ammo facility. And to your question earlier, is Garantham still doing ads for AAC? He might have done one in his last video, but he's probably done. I'm done doing ads for AAC, I would imagine, right? Because if they're shuttering their ammo plant and not doing any ammunition sales, then I really imagine that they are not paying him to advertise for something that doesn't exist. I believe you mean SS109, right? Isn't it SS109? Dude, is that NTAC? Who is that? Is that NTAC in there? That's funny. Okay, so now that sad, somber music, but now releasing a new product. Here we go, baby. So this is Let's Cut the Bull. The Olcan is coming this year. Full spec video and release date drops next week. Well, they only have 28 days left of this year, so they need to drop it quick. Now, for those of you out there who are like, oh, what's the Olcan? This looks so new, so exciting. It's just a bullpup chassis for Jackal. That's all it is. So, I mean, if you like the Jackal for some reason, great. But if you ask yourself, could the Jackal be even heavier? Could it be even less ergonomic? Could we make it more expensive? And can we keep the quality of craftsmanship the same? Then you, sir, might be interested in an Olcan. Now at 9 pounds naked and $1,500. I'm guessing $1,500 because a regular Jackal's $1,000, $1,200, something like that. So for the big bullpup chassis, you're going to be adding a little bit of cost over a standard lower for sure, right? And then anything else you have to put in there. Now, the funny thing is, while this might be a terrible rifle, it might actually be pretty good for a bullpup, considering we do have adjustable gas, we do have rails, Whether or not they're in spec or not, that's a different story. And it has, AR like controls. Oh, I also forgot to mention, could we also get a Jackal with a way worse trigger? Could you please do that for us? Please. That's what I want. But it might actually be a decent bullpup.
Do you think that they will sell the lower separate for people who already have Jackals?
Well, like I saw the Olcan at SHOT Show last year, or earlier this year, I should say, because SHOT Show's in January.
I hope
they had one out
that
there.
way people can put a BRN 180 upper on it and actually make it a decent setup.
I don't think so. I don't think you're going to be able to do it. And the reason why is because this is a matched profile for the Jackal, because the Jackal upper receiver is special. It is like 2 inches tall. It's much taller than a standard AR. So if you put a BRN 180 on here, while it might pin in place on the lower, I don't know if it'd fit on the handguard, because these also attach to the handguard as well. So the handguard, the rear geometry would all be off if you tried to put another upper on there.
Gunsmith Dremel go burr.
Well, but it would just be a gap. It would just be a huge gap up
so
top.
It'd be a SIG MCX?
No. You're misunderstanding me. So I have a lower. I can't get it right now, but it's there'd be like just a 2-inch gap with nothing in it, basically, because the Jackal is so tall. So for you guys out there who are asking for it, you like your Jackal, but you just wish it was heavier, more expensive, less ergonomic with a worse trigger, then maybe this is for you. Maybe they'll even come out with a 308, one of their, what do they call it, the Jackal 10s? Maybe they'll come out with a Jackal 10 Olcan lower. Now, what is an Olcan? Is that something that I'm not aware of? Is that an inside joke that I don't get? No, it's the name of an Irish saint. So I mean, that's kind of based. But Olcan doesn't. I don't know what an Olcan is, but this is what it is. Anybody excited? Well, it's the same barrel length. Like, you can get a really short Jackal, so you could put on like a 10.5 and you'd have like a little, I don't know, PDW sized gun almost. You could have like a micron sized gun. Olcan, over the Jokal. I'm also over the Jokal. See, that's the thing though. At $1,500, which again is roughly what it's going to be, it's double the price of a Keltec. It's roughly the same price as an AUG. So you can get a dedicated bullpup for around the same money. It's more expensive than the Tavor. And it's still not as expensive as an MDR, because MDRs are like $2,500, or the Wolverine, sorry, are like $2,500 starting price. Not terrible. Well, and there already are a bunch of chassis for these. Ivan says Olcan is also an eye drop medication. Well, maybe that's what you need after looking at this thing. Very possible. Very possible. And that's also possible that the 10.5 version might be too short, right? You'd have to SBR it for a 10.5 version, although you would have to SBR it anyways, right? Will GBRS glaze this too? I don't know if the GBRS guys can physically run a bullpup. The bending their neck and getting their arms this close to their body. I don't actually know if they have the body mobility to do that, right? Just think about that. Think about that for a second, okay? The 10.5 rail would be long enough. I mean, look at it. 10.5 inches, that'd be more than long enough. 10.5 inches would still come out to like right here, like right behind where the gas block is currently. That rail on the 10.5 would still be long enough, 100%. You might even be able to get even shorter and do like the 7.5 version, because I have a 300 Blackout 7.5 inch Jackal in the closet. That might be too short, but a 10 inch would probably fit. Every bullpup is underwhelming. True. Well, one last little bit of Palmetto State Armory news before we move on to Micah Mayfield and Q continuing their bit of silliness, as it were, from liberal gun owners. Palmetto State Armory can suck my home. I ordered a PPS M2 for concealed carry. All right. Very liberal gun owners coded, for sure. But I ordered a PPS M2 for concealed carry on Palmetto State Armory on Black Friday, shipping to my FFL in Illinois, outside of Cook County. Palmetto canceled my order because they have an internal policy that says they will not ship to anyone who has a billing address in Chicago. Okay, why let me order it in the first place? Just program your cart to say, oops, can you ship it to, can't ship it to you if you're in Chicago, internal policy, sorry. You would think, right? It's like, hey, can you just ban anyone that has a billing zip code of Chicago? Now, to me, that doesn't make any sense because if you're not, now Palmetto State Armory doesn't really make all that much sense, but if you're not shipping it to a restricted area, who cares where the billing address is? Just ship it to that place, right?
Well,
Because if you're legally allowed to ship it to that place, just ship it there, and who cares where the billing address actually is?
the reason why is because people were getting people were using proxy addresses to have something shipped to a friend or family member, and then that friend and family member was shipping it to them. Right?
Right, but
So
that's a
somebody from
crime
New
on
York-
them, not a crime on you.
Well, no, because if it's a state level magazine restriction that the person is buying in the state and ships to a family member, and then the package gets rerouted, it's not a crime on the recipient, right? It's the
If the recipient, if whoever like ships it to a place where it's not supposed to, right? So, I mean, according to, let's say Palmetto State Armory shipped something to, I don't know, Rhode Island, right? And then somebody in Rhode Island had it rerouted to New York where it's not supposed to be. That would not be on Palmetto State Armory, right? That would be the liability of whoever had the package rerouted. I mean, maybe it is just a safety concern, but Palmetto State Armory has had a habit of denying shipments to certain people and places even before the laws were in effect, or items that weren't even necessarily banned. They just had outright like, oh, we're just no longer shipping anything to this state. Just whole stop. Not shipping anything to this state because some items are banned there.
we can resume now. Blackheart's back.
Oh, thank you, Blackheart. I'm so glad that we paused for that. But all right, before we get to the top of the hour, Micah Mayfield was, how do we say this? Not super. Yeah, this was Micah making the video. Not super happy with the response to his first video and people calling him shills, right? So he decided to quickly make a video fixing the issue, or fixing the perceived issue, with his previous video. So if you go to his channel here, his previous video was what happens when you run a Q Honey Badger hard, but of course the title, or the catchy thumbnail, says Honey Badger meltdown. However, within the video, there's like a 45-minute break. There's a lot of time in between magazines, so it's not a meltdown, and the gun makes it like 1,000 rounds. In that video, we covered this last on Monday, he gets roasted, he gets made fun of, he gets called all sorts of, shill, paid influencer, bought and paid for, whatever you want to call it. A lot of those accusations floating around, giving him some pool time with Kevin at the Q Factory really changed him up, right? As one does. So Micah did not take kindly to that, and so he released a shill.mp4, right? A little sassy, which is fine, and he just completely burns down Golden Web style. So basically no breaks whatsoever, 30, 40 round magazines, whatever it might be, back to back to back, to see, okay, fine, internet, I will actually melt down the Honey Badger because I don't care about Kevin. I'm not a shill, and I'll prove it by torching this $3,000 rifle, right? And it makes it about 430 rounds, which would still be on the lower end of the spectrum for rifles going through these tests on Golden Web. Because I think actually Bear Creek Arsenal and a few other really cheap rifles made it further than the Q Honey Badger. And keep in mind, the Q Honey Badger, it's a special rifle, yada, yada, yada. But it is $3,000. So, I mean, if you care about full auto machine gun type stuff, maybe you would hope that it would last longer for being such an expensive rifle, quote unquote, the best rifle ever made. But, it still can't quite compete with Bear Creek Arsenal quality control and durability under the hardest of circumstances, right? And, well, it it kind of happened again. The same thing that happened to Golden Web's sugar weasel kind of happened to the honey badger here, in that the gas tube just completely melted at about the 400 round mark and was no longer allowing the bolt to go forward, or maybe the bolt was actually stuck forward because of the way that it twisted. But you can see that this is not ideal when your gas tube turns to spaghetti. Not a great thing. And you can also see the honey badger has a much heavier profile barrel than the sugar weasel. It's not a heavy profile, but it's a little bit heavier than like a standard government profiler or something like that. Little bit of an oopsie. I wish Kevin, for all of his other engineering prowess, I wish that he didn't use aluminum gas tubes, but say la vie. Yeah, that was the gas tube looking back at Micah before it absolutely just died. It just gave up on life.
Now, did it blow out there as well?
It kind of looks like it blowed out. It might just be like extra carbon or whatnot, but I mean, you tell me what that is, right?
I think right there it looks
Yeah,
like it.
I mean, it looks like it did. But I mean, it could also be a trick, because this is just a screenshot that I pulled off. So
Yeah, it could be.
it made it about 430 rounds. Let me look up Golden Web.
I want to say it was 190 or 192 rounds, but it could have been 200. I don't know. I know.
Well, this one here
was
was
200.
This one was pretty funny too. So this is Golden Web's meltdown of the ATI Omni Hybrid, which is
plastic.
It's mostly plastic, and it catches fire. It just absolutely melts. Remember, this is plastic. How many rounds did it make? When the ATI goes longer than the Q Sugar Weasel, little oopsie. The melting macroplastics in your lungs will do battle with the microplastics in your bloodstream, and you will live forever. True, true, true. All right, so let's see here. Q Sugar Weasel, 200 rounds roughly. ATI Omni Hybrid, 295. And then just above the plastic gun, just above it, is the Q Honey Badger. So both of them are in the bottom 5. And then you have the Jacob Gray, you have the Tribe, you have the Wolfpack, Culp M4, POF, Bear Creek Arsenal M4, a regular BRN4, Colt, CAC, Caracal, Daniel Defense. Honestly, anything above 550 to 650 is pretty standard. And then once you get into the 650 to 1000, it's like, okay, now we have special guns with, cool engineering and a few other things that are making them go a little bit longer. And then when we get into the top guns, the top 5, it's all heavy barrels, special cooling systems, piston, or, just like the Geisley Cold Hammer Forge H-bar barrel with a, half-inch thick gas tube, or a BRN 4 with the super short heavy, is it short? Yeah, short circ piston gun. So anything above 550 is pretty good. But when you're not even beating like a Tribe or a Jacob Gray, it's pretty sad.
I want to get one of those stainless reusable straws from the dollar store.
Oh yeah,
and
put that in there
and just run it with the FRT and see how many rounds before it fails. What's the over under on it beating the Sugar Weasel test?
I would say under, because I don't even know if it would properly transfer gas, because you'd have to fit it to a gas block, and then to fit it to your gas key on your upper, inside your upper receiver would be difficult to get the right size.
I'll cut a gas tube and just fit it in there, and then I'll braze it in.
I don't know if a longer barrel helps. I think the shorter, heavier barrel.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think that helps. And also if you don't have a gas tube, because like the top 2 is a 14.5 H-bar with a custom gas tube. And then the BRN4, which is a 10.4 heavy barrel, like a 1-inch barrel on that. So what really seems to matter the most is having a heavy barrel and a heavy gas tube. Like those two things. Heavy barrel, heavy gas tube, right? If it can just take more heat, it will last longer. Now, also, I should point out, some of these comments are pretty good. When you lose sight of the spider, that's very funny. Micah reads comments. Micah, and I took that personally. Also, the audio is cathartic. True. Honestly, props to Micah. The man was called a Q shill, and instead of giving 20 excuses about how he isn't, he puts his money where his mouth is and posts a minute and a half. Middle finger to those guys. Well done. Yeah, he did seem a little spiteful, maybe a little upset at the shill accusations, which is totally fine. I enjoy it personally because it's you just push somebody's buttons a little bit and you see how they respond, and some people are maybe a little insecure about what they get called, for reasons, let's say. Stranger Grip, great comment. I like how he's focusing and not tripping. I wonder what he's referencing there. I don't know. It's whatever could it be? That's quite funny. Air temperature, light settings, ain't got no gas. This is what I expected from the last video. True.
Yes,
True.
that's where I was with it.
Yep.
It's like
FPS Kenny says, my foot wasn't lying on the live. Yeah, because Micah was in here on Monday saying, fine, I'll just take it out again and I'll burn it down again. Fine, I'll do it.
we'll do it live. Yeah, I was glad to see that video, and I don't know if we were the ones that pushed him into making it or not, but I'm glad he did it.
I happen to think so. I think we had a little bit of an effect on Micah for doing that, and I'll
think
take
we
full
may
credit
have
for it.
been
Okay,
the straw that broke the camel's back on that one.
I will gladly take full responsibility. All right, for this masterpiece, minute and 37-second video of just melting down the Q honey badger. And
How long was
it,
the first video?
Let me check. The first video was really long. But the first video was also, there's like a big break in there, 15, 14. But I mean, there's like an intro to it and an outro. So it's not just shooting or whatnot, but
Right.
yeah.
The shooting starts a couple minutes in. So what, 12 minutes of actual
Yeah,
shooting?
about 12, probably about 12, but there are some cuts and there was a break in there as well. So, and again, I think his first video was fine. What happens when you run a Q honey badger hard? But when you say meltdown, people expect you to melt down. And when it's in response to the Golden Web video,
Yes.
where Golden Web just does a burn down, and then you do a burn down, but much slower with a gap, with a break. It's like, well, it's not the same thing. So why are you even trying to compare it to the Golden Web meltdown? You're saying, oh, look, the Sugar Weasel or the Honey Badger went 1,000 rounds instead of 200 rounds. It's like, well, then you do the actual burn down and it does only, 330, which is still bottom 5. Now, to be fair to the Honey Badger, the previous 1,000 rounds may have reduced the structural integrity of that gas tube. All right. May have done something there. So maybe now we need a third video, Micah. We're going to gaslight Micah into making a third video on this where he has to buy a brand new one and then redo the shill.mp4 with a brand new one that hasn't been shot for 1,000 rounds full auto the day before or 2 days before. So we have a brand new example, a structurally intact example that wasn't compromised from the previous video, because even his shill MP4 video was not good enough. So we demand a redo with a fresh honey badger. Okay, we are going to will that into existence.
There was people who were actually asking for that. They were saying, well, no, this one wasn't it wasn't fresh, so we need at least a sample size of 3. It's like, come on. You want $10,000 worth of sample guns to see if it's going to fail in 400 rounds or not. No, stop it.
Dude, tattoos always just go hard, bro. So cool, dude. You're so original. It's I wanted to stand out, so I look like everybody else in my area. Heck yeah, let's go. All right, fine. You guys are complaining that I'm not reading your super chats. Fine. All right, I've given you an hour of entertainment. I'll read your super chats now before we get on to the Surefire RC foreskin.
I do like
unclipped, uncensored, launched for your pleasure. Sabardic Psycho for 5 says no secular Israeli Christmas music in this house. Real Christmas music only. I'll give a pass to one song. You know the one. All right, fine. Fine. White Christmas, obviously, because we're all dreaming of a white Christmas. Thank you, Sabardic Psycho.
Oh, that's definitely Mariah Carey.
Lightsport for 2 says every stream John's late. Let's donate to PSI. Don't do that. If you do that, then I will do the entire stream in that what is it that what was it, Echo that we did? It wasn't Echo. Chords? Was that the voice? The really funny one where it made it sound like auto-tune. Oh, there it is. Magic Chords. If you donate to PSI, I'm going to do the entire stream like this, and you can't stop me. Thank you, Lightsport. Appreciate that, man.
It does sound like your T-Pain focus trip.
T-Pain, let's go. Amrite Boy for 5 says late and gayer than a New York politician. Richard Comrade Cortez, please. Comrade Cortez.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I have that.
There you go.
I gotta find it.
All right, while you're getting that, Chud for 2 says uses the meme I sent him on IG, doesn't heart it. Okay, so I was going through memes on Instagram trying to find something for the intro. Saw yours. I was like, fine, download it, and I'll use it right now. That was very funny. Thank you for sending that for me, by the way. IAR Boogeyman for 2 says Grand Rising and fire alarms, my white kings. I hope you're doing well, Booger Man. Have you seen NTAC lately? Haven't seen him around. The Lightsport for 5 says, if I get another AI Optics Planet ad, I'm going to drive into their headquarters and politely introduce myself. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. You know, who doesn't like a good, violent introduction? BCS 1488 for $20. Wow, that is mega base of you, sir.
Gay.
I work for the FBI. I am a federal informant. Says off topic, but people who watch football and cheer out loud for a football team is gay AF. You're watching sweaty dudes bump into each other and are excited about it. So I think if there was actually some sort of national identity, or you have some connection with the players, like, so instance, like your local high school team.
College football or high school, yes.
Well, even college doesn't matter because college scouts from everywhere. So that's not, it's like, it's your college or your state college, but the players are like, are they even related to you in any way, shape, or form? Probably not. But at the high school level, if you care about your friends, your family, how you do in the game, and you're against somebody that you actually like interact with, you know, because it's like, oh, you know, those kids, those are from Morton. Oh, let's beat those guys, right? I mean, I can totally get getting into that, but yeah, watching millionaires play for billionaires so that they can sell you Goy Slap on advertisements is like not very based. Thank you for that, BCS. Appreciate that. Mitchell Black for 2 says just submitted my application to the IRS. All right, we know what that marble statue looks mighty Indian, Mitchell Black. All right, I'm just saying you and your Twitter folk are doing some damage control out there. Lightsport for 2 says Micah is subbed to Tactical's OnlyFans Bussy account. All right, allegations without substantiation, Mr. Lightsport. Appreciate it. Base profile pic, by the way. Noob Actual for 5 says Rare Hour Old Deer Heart is absolutely delicious. All right, I'll take your word for it. Never had Deer Heart. User, I'm not reading that. For 5 says best suppressor for stock DDM4. These are different questions. Okay. Best suppressor for stock DDM4. Well, they're super overgas, so you're going to want a Flow 556. Are Glock Store milled slides any good? Yes. Aimpoint T2 worth it in 2025 if you have a lot of money. By the way, what song was that on the timer? It was fire. Thank you. It was a remix of a choir version of Noel, right? The first Noel. Great song.
It's one
Fantastic
that you
song.
could have if
I don't know how you could get it, honestly. CZ Respecter for 2 great PFP says, hey, the edge is all day is crazy. Oh, wait, is my voice thing still on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was still on. Sorry, I forgot that I had it on. Because again, I don't hear it. So for me, it's fine.
It just sounded normal.
Thank you, CZ Respecter. Mitchell Black for 2 says, only tentacle fans. No, thank you. Thank you, Mitchell.
I don't understand the tentacle thing. What?
Chud for 2 says, Richard for the Coomb Brain, I sentence you to gassy. Yeah, I mean, you see a woman out of prison or a white man out of prison, you're like, oh yeah, I know what's going down. Mitchell for 2 said she cured my homosexuality. All right, well, I was hoping somebody would. Jeez, thank you, Mitchell. Doomer John, member for 8 months, says Google 155 millimeter nuclear shell. They exist. Very cool. I wonder if we could launch one in a certain direction just for research purposes. The Lightspore for 2 says, everyone go look at my low effort meme. What low effort meme? Did you share it with me? Do I have it? What's up? Where is it?
Probably in memes.
Oh, that's a cute PFP. That's a cute PFP. Somebody sent you something, Richard. Thank you, Lightspore. Doomer John for 5 says, imagine a nuclear powered Boeing jet designed by Indians. Dude, imagine 9/11, but nuclear. Actually, wait a second. 9/11, but nuclear. And we just sacrificed New York. It's just gone. Based? Cringe? Maybe? Thank you, Doomer John. Appreciate that. Amberite Boy for 2 says, Wisconsin and South Dakota can take Minnesota. They are weak and conquerable. Well, listen, hopefully Trump just cleanses them. Can I say that? Maybe there's another word before that. Mitchell Black for 2 says, crawl out through the fallout, baby. Yeah. Chud McGill for 2 says, do not redeem AAC. No, my 6.5 Grendel hookup. Yeah, I know. It's gone. I'm sorry, bro. 6.5 Grendel Chuds BTFO'd once again. Everyday American for 5 says, it's probably the fact we are going to war with Venezuela. Right, but that hasn't happened yet. If that actually does happen, yeah, things are going to get very expensive very quickly. Good luck getting anything. Thank you, Everyday American. Everyday American for 10 says, Trump slump needs to end now. Now is the time to buy, because when a Democrat gets in, it's going to be all over for the Second Amendment. Trump admin is 2A neutral at best, true, and they aren't setting good precedents. Pam Bondi sucks. Pam Bondi does suck. You know, there was a joke, I think it was written by some like lefty retard, but hiring busty blondes to be your lawyers is probably not actually the best strategy out there. Like, I get the visual, enticement of hiring these people as your lawyers, but it's probably not actually the best strategy moving forward. Now, the Trump slump does not need to end. That we need to take advantage of it. Me and you, the audience here, we should be taking advantage of the low pricing because we realize that it is going to end at some point, right? So we stock up now, we build out now, we make sure we're prepared now so that when the rise comes, when, Democrats take power in 28 or whatever else that it might be, flip the House in 26, whatever it might be, we're already ready and prepared for it, and not like, oh, why is everything so expensive? And people are crying when we're like, well, yeah, but we bought what we need when things were cheap, and things are cheap right now. I don't know how long they're going to be cheap. So it is a buyer's market right now. It is good for people who are paying attention. So take advantage of the Trump slump. That's my recommendation. Take advantage of the Trump slump.
I've seen boxes of Wolf 55 grain the other day for $5.50.
Oh, that's dirt. I would buy all of those. I did find
I tried, they wouldn't let me.
A local Runnings had some Tula in stock that had just been sitting there for years probably, and I bought all of it. I was like, I'll take it. I don't care.
That's where I got mine from. They're like, oh, we've had this forever, and I think this is all we got. And then he checked his stock. He's like, oh no, we have a lot more. I was like, well, I'll take everything you have out here. And then he just kind of looked at me. He's like, are you serious? I was like, yes, I'll take it all. He goes, hold on a second. And he asked the manager, he's like, can we do that? He's like, no, not at the sale price. I was like, oh, boo.
Oh, that's lame. Well,
let me get 20 boxes.
Lightspore for 2 says Cameron gives off bottom energy, maybe with Micah. Ugh, gross. Heathen from 5 says, I'm here late. What did I miss? Richard, the I'm fine PFP, please. All right, you don't know what that is, but I imagine Richard will get to it. Thank you, Heathen from Texas. Appreciate that, sir. You missed a couple things, just a little bit of things happening. Slimy Chud for 2 says, will GBRS glaze this too?
Like
referring to the old can? I mean, we can hope not, right? We can hope not. But I mean, it does look like something that they would glaze. I'm just going to let you guys hear this music again because it goes hard. It's very GBRS coded. Thank you, Slimy Chud. Subartic Psycho for 5 says, PSI will make cheap AR lowers that are usually in spec. Other than that, I don't want anything to do with that shady, scummy company. Yeah, how about a $300 lower? How about a $400 lower for your Jackal? Everyday American for 5 says, I can't tell who's more insufferable, the people who love Q or the people who hate them. That's a good point. That's a good point. I need to get a clip of Kevin and James in the hot tub together, which sounds sus out of context, but in context, it makes sense. Josh for 5 says, Micah Mayfield's tattoo are so cool. He should get more. Yeah, dude. Wouldn't it be just wacky if you covered your whole body in tribal tats? Do it for the meme.
Does he have a tramp stamp?
Things I don't want to know for 500. Everyday American for 5 says, I can enjoy my bread and circus and complain about the government while doing nothing about it. Same as you who just sits in a room and does nothing. Hey, I don't sit in a room and do nothing. I talk about things. I complain about everything, bro. That's doing things. That's doing things. Todd Ducks for 2 says, Micah cries out in pain while he tongues the Snickers. Todd Dogs. Tuss the Third. 5 says, if I took a big dump and my uncle wasn't around to smell it, did it really happen? Well, I'm afraid the things that happened between you and your uncle will never be allowed to be taken back.
Well, I think they are taken back and forth.
You had to do it. You had to make it worse. It was already bad and you had to make it worse. Over on Ko-Fi, IRS says, sorry, this is just anonymous. Says IRS OnlyFans rule something like Cash Patty would do. Cash Patel's like, yeah, actually, I need to watch the OnlyFans content to see if it meets our criteria for tax on tips. Okay. Ridiculous on Ko-Fi says, what do you think is the most bomb-proof optic for 40? Perhaps the SIG RXE. Acro was originally marketed for 20,000 rounds of 40, but we see how that went. Well, it depends on the gun, but most 40 isn't like that much hotter than 9mm. Like, especially in like a nice gun, like they feel pretty similar. So
your defense rounds are a little bit snappier, but not.
But you're not shooting defense rounds. Like, what are you asking me for? Because it's like, is it a competition gun where you're going to be putting 30,000 rounds a year on it? Well, then yeah, maybe you care. But if you're putting 30,000 rounds a year of 40 through your gun, well, guess what? You don't care about a $300 optic. You just don't, right? As far as durability goes, if you just want like the most durable optic, like you can go with the Trijicon RMR HD. They're like $800. You can go with the MPS from Steiner. You can go with the RCR from Trijicon. There are really expensive optics, but when you get to a high enough round count, like the cost of your accessories doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I spend $20,000 a year on ammunition. Do I care about the $400 handgun? No, I don't care, right? It's nothing. It's meaningless. Lightspore says, so if we can bully Micah into this, you think we can bully Micah into losing some freaking weight and going to the gym? Ouch. Well,
no, that won't take 2 minutes.
Lightspore, well, with enough of that energy, keep that energy, and that actually might happen. You know, it works. Okay, you just bully people. You just like, hey, buddy, you gained in weight, fatty. It works for me. Just make fun of him. Make him go to the gym more. Everyday American for 5 says, Hunter Constantine was frying optics left and right with a 10mm MNP. Notice how I said with a good gun, they're pretty similar. Also, I mean, like 10mm is a little hotter than 40. I mean, depending on the loading, of course, a lot of 10mm downloaded to basically 40. So
some of it under if you're shooting federal.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're unless it's like a life or death situation, like you can just, if it's just a fun gun, then who cares? And just, you know, every 2 years replace your Vortex Defender XL, right? Or whatever else it might be, because it's going to break eventually, and then you'll just replace it for free, right? And they'll even upgrade you to the latest version.
With my dad's red dot, it's like he was trying to get started with red dots on pistols, so I just said, well, here we go, and got him a Siley. It's like, it's $100. If he breaks it, oh well. If he uses it, great. If he doesn't, I'm out $100.
Well, I mean, the thing with the Vortexes, they're getting so cheap. They're like $200, basically $250 for the new ones, for the Venoms and the Defenders. Like, Shields had the Defender XLs on for $199.
Yeah, I was checking the Defender out the other day. I was considering getting one.
And I mean, for that money, it's like the Vortex isn't going away anytime soon. I mean, they have legitimate military contracts all over the world, so they're going to be around for a while, and they will just replace your optic when it breaks. So again, if it's not a defense, this gun is between me and certain death, Like, who cares?
just-
Like, it'll break eventually, and you'll switch it out.
Just
And
don't go
everything
wolf
breaks. That's
hunting
another
with
thing
the
people
vortex.
get really worked up about. It's like, oh, I can only ever have one optic for the rest of my life. It's like, it's gonna break. Optics break. Electronics die. Electronics are fragile. Okay.
I think
Like,
the
they just
reason why
are.
people are set on the specific type of optic is because of the footprint, the amount. They don't like the idea of plates, and I'm there with them.
Midwest Way says, John, go over Athlon's new line of optics. Are they going to be at SHOT Show? If they're at SHOT Show, I will. Is there a name to them? Is there a name? You want me to search? 2 to 15? Don't they already have a 2.5 to 15? What's wrong with that?
I thought they did.
I don't know. Well, I know they have a 2 to 12. The Helos BTR Gen 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If they're coming out with Gen 3 optics, like, I'm fine with that too. It looks like they're coming out with new red dots because their red dots sucked for the longest time. They like basically copy and pasted some vector optics. I'm looking at them now. Okay, well, hey, they are coming out with some what looks like vector prism optics. So good on them for that.
Nice.
Yeah, so you got like a 3x with the top down. I'll look at them at SHOT Show. I don't know if it's that hot for this show right now. Chud for 2 says recommendations for a Glock 19 red dot for concealed carry. Richard Gassy, Holosun EPS. That's the one. $300, 320, 330, something like that. And very good night vision performance. Yeah, I like it. That's what I would use. Everyday American for 2 says guns are consuming consumables and everything related. Yeah, I mean, at some point, like, the cost doesn't matter to me because the costs are so high, right, for ammunition, that like replacing a gun is nothing. It's like, yeah, the gun has 30,000 rounds on it. I'm replacing parts. Like, I don't care. It just happens. It happens when you shoot a lot. And if you don't shoot a lot, then you don't have to care about any of it, right? Who cares? So, I mean, asking what the most durable optic is, but you only shoot 500 rounds a year, who cares? Doesn't matter to you. People want to have the most durable thing, and it's like a status symbol. I want a good dot. I don't want to be made fun of for my purchase online.
Well,
But-
also, the poor man can only afford to buy the best thing because he can only afford to buy it once.
Yeah, but also, again, if you don't shoot, then asking for a level of quality in anything doesn't really matter, right? It's like,
It matters to the boomers.
Siley is the most durable. Very true. Very true. All right. Well, speaking of the most durable, Surefire RC4, the SOCOM series, evolution at the speed of sound. Now, I can't play this full video because they do the touchy of the thing. We showed this off earlier, but they have updated it a little bit. So we have the RC4 launch. I think they have 4 different versions of it: 30 cal, regular, short, 5.56, regular, short, so on and so forth. You have a very, very interesting unclipped, uncircumcised muzzle design on it. And the point of it is to reduce external flash, to reduce signature to people that are shooting at you or people that you are shooting at, right? So to reduce that visual signature to people around you, specifically in front of you.
Taking our products into harm's way.
Nope. I was a little early on that. Let the CEO here talk about it.
We're proud to introduce the next generation of fighting suppressor, the SOCOM 4 series.
So you can see this is their low back pressure line of suppressors. So they're all clipped in various sizes and colors, very diverse lineup that they have here. So you have your 5.56 long and short, even though they look basically the same. And then I think 30 cal long and short as well. Has the same attachment methodology. They're still very heavy. I believe they're still double walled, so they are going to be very durable, or at least supposed to be very durable. The funny thing to me about all of this is that the RC3 was only out for like a year, like 1 year before they straight up said, actually, that was a really bad design that had horrible flash mitigation. So we're going to completely try again with our flow through suppressors. And now we have a good flow through can. MSRP of $1,500, by the way, which, I mean, for people for people who are not buying suppressors, right, who these are issued to, they don't particularly care about the price. They just want a reduced back pressure can with good flash reduction, which allegedly this has. The RC3, famously, depending on what muzzle device you had, was either okay. at flash reduction or horrible at flash reduction. Yeah, and so the RC3 died when it flashed with anything but specific ammo in the flash fighters. Yeah, so depending on your muzzle device, did it work well? No. Depending on your ammo, did it work well? No. It's like, so it was a relatively durable flow-through can, which is not great when you're Surefire selling them for $1,500. The RC4 still flow through, so it says 60% less back pressure than like the RC2s, which are still going for like $1,200 right now. And then the RC4 also is supposed to have good flash reduction, which it's an interesting looking system. Looks funny. Here, let me see. Now this is their production, right? This is first party testing, so I wouldn't trust any of this. But I mean,
flash detection.
It looks like it has pretty good flash reduction, right?
Head-on threats.
Like pretty good for a shorty. Now they're probably using ammo with flash reduction. It's not as dark as it seems. You can see external lights and whatnot, which will hide a little bit of the flash as well. This is totally marketing material, but it might be a decent suppressor. That's just really expensive for the average person, right? Well, let's let the CEO talk.
Is one of the catalysts that drove the design of the front of the suppressor.
The new front plate design substantially increases durability. And Surefire SOCOM 4 proprietary.
Unclipped for your protection. To protect, they really should just call it the RC foreskin. I mean, come on, it is just there. It's uncircumcised to protect the tip, to make sure that that muzzle stays safe so that it can continue to have the good flash reduction that you want. Same attachment methodology as always. Let me pull it up here. Anything else of interest? Probably not. Yeah, because they're just going to keep handling it. Anyways, what do they say? Low back pressure without compromise. Heck yeah. Surefire just dropped the RC4 and Mini 4 low back pressure suppressors today, and marketing material claims the new design is great at mitigating flash. We shall see. Yeah, we'll definitely see, because they said that it would be good. Great question, Midwest. They said that it would be good flash reduction on the RC3 as well, but that was not quite the case. Yeah, it's the RC foreskin. Come on. Yeah, put a suppressor cover on your cover there. Yeah, also, unfortunately, still the Surefire mounting system, which the Surefire is never going to change their mounting system. They have so much manufacturing weight. There's so many of these muzzle devices out in the wild. They have so many contracts with them with different countries. Surefire is never going to move away from their mounting system. I personally don't think it's great. I think it's more complicated and heavier and longer than it needs to be. But I mean, it's kind of effective. Yeah, these are not kosher. Thank you, Toucan Dan. Yeah, not kosher. Specifically not kosher. These are unclipped. They have the RC3, which is clipped and less effective, okay? And those work well for specific customers out there, okay? I don't know. Are you guys excited about a $1,500 Surefire suppressor?
Yeah.
I bet most of the people in the chat already weren't buying Surefire suppressors, so a new low back pressure version of the RC2 is not particularly exciting.
I don't know anybody who buys Surefire aside from cops.
Like, yeah, cops or professionals in some way, or like extremely high round count shooters who are willing to put, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 rounds on a suppressor and actually burn it out. YHM Turbo Master Race, true. Still rocking Turbo K and Resonator Ks. Still rocking them. They still work. I do have to buy a new 9mm can, though. So any recommendations? I have to buy a new 9mm can for the... I don't remember if I showed this off, actually. While we're talking about suppressors, I did get this. I think my camera might be about to die, or my computer might be about to die, Richard, like it did on Monday. So we'll see how long it holds out. But I did get the Novox Research, the ported AR 9mm setup, as you can see here. So it is a ported barrel that will convert any AR9 to subsonic with like 115 grain, right? So the whole system works on these double tapers and adapters and all this stuff. So you can see the barrel is sitting on the inside there. And then you simply thread your suppressor on the end of this. So this is not a suppressor. This is just a barrel. You thread your suppressor onto the end here. This sits underneath your handguard, depending on length and size and all that sort of fun stuff. So I do need to pick up a 9mm can. for this, and this will be sitting underneath the handguard, and I'll have like a AR9 SD, which should be kind of fun. So let me know.
Now, what is it? A hub adapter or?
So it has a couple different adapters, actually. I think so. This is a hub adapter, so 1.375 by 24, which is standard. So then your suppressor just threads onto this, and then the barrel itself it has a taper on there with the threads, and then of course the ports on it. You guys can see there. And then it has your extension. It has like the thing that actually mounts on your taper to make sure that it is concentric. And then if you have one of the really small cans, they also have a alpha mount, which is the 1.1 inch by something or other. So if you have a standard size hub adapter can, it'll fit right on there. And then you just thread the can onto this. So I do need to buy a new 9mm can. So let me know what I should pick up. Yeah, it has the hub and alpha. Yeah, so it has both. So whether you got a regular can or you got a small can, it'll work for either one. So I need to pick up a can.
Yeah, that's actually intriguing to me.
They're a little expensive. They're like $350 for the setup. But I mean, that's for everything, the barrel and all the adapters and everything. So it's
still
kind of warranted.
A little pricey though.
I mean, maybe $299 or $249 would be more appropriate.
Yeah,
but since they're the only game in town, they can kind of get away with whatever they want. Showing off. Ooh, actually, that's a good point. Maybe this stream is not tax deductible. Now that I'm showing you my barrel. I showed you my barrel. Please respond. I showed you my porting, and please respond. Unfortunately, it's only like a 5-inch barrel, so it's not particularly impressive. Please cash. Please cash. This is not what you think it is. Why is AAC crashing out? AAC decided that, you know, we're not going to play anymore. We don't want to make ammo for you guys, so we're going to be done now. The game is too expensive. The competition too tough. We're backing out for now. Maybe later. Maybe they're just preemptively backing out because we will be going to war in Venezuela. Who knows? Might happen. All right. Speaking of things that might happen, Century Arms. We were just talking about suppressors. I thought this matched up quite nicely. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, the AP5 SD. Catchy. So they are bringing out a bladed pistol MP5 SD. Now, I'd be very curious actually on the suppressor because these are imported. There's no way that they're able to import the suppressors as far as I'm aware. So they have to be American suppressors or somebody's doing the manufacturing of the actual suppressor part themselves. But it's possible that you guys could be getting a single tax stamp gun, even though there's no cost of the tax stamp at 28 days. Single tax stamp gun, $1,500, $1,800 maybe for an MP5 SD. Kind of neat, right? If you guys like SDs, you throw in a super safety or an FRT and you got a slick little SMG that's classic. It looks good. It functions relatively well. I mean, these guys have been making MP5s for a little while. Most MP5 clones work okay. Some of them have issues, but most of them work okay. Just okay.
Now, this is going to be an actual 9mm, correct? Not their 22, because they did that.
No, I mean, the AP5 is a real MP5 clone. So this
Right,
is just
I know,
the AP5 SD. This is not a
Right.
22 clone, Richard.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, as it says, AP5 SD. So I mean, it could be neat for some of you guys out there that are looking for something a little retro. Don't want to pay, what is it, 3.5, 4K for a real SD. So you can get it for less than half. A bargain SD at home. Yeah, I mean, that's always the question too. Is it a real SD? Because that's what I want to see. Like, if it is a real SD, there's no way that they're importing the suppressors, and if they're having to like press in their own barrels, like, because they're a little bit more complicated to make. Even though they look very simple, it's, you know, stamped and pressing and rivets and all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm not sure if it's a real ported barrel on the inside or if it's just a suppressor mounted to a 6-inch barrel or a 7-inch barrel or an 8-inch barrel, right? Whatever it might be. Not entirely sure. All right. Well, should we get to, well, no way to say it. Foreign invaders plotting terrorist attacks. I think that's how you say that. That's a little interesting story. Martyrdom, weapons, warfare, detailed in UD student notebook, court docs. So As the clock ticked closer to midnight, 2 Newcastle County police officers on proactive patrol noticed a pickup inside a park on November 24th. Being after hours, the officers decided to investigate. Their stop appears to have thwarted a plan to attack the University of Delaware. Police officers say court documents obtained by Delaware Online / the News Journal. State and federal court records used in the charging of 25-year-old Luqman S. Khan, very American sounding name, a Wilmington resident and until recently a University of Delaware student. Detail items officers and federal agents found in the man's vehicle and at his home. This includes weapons, body armor, and a marbled composition notebook that authorities said contained several notes and a diagram of a University of Delaware building. Rhetoric about martyrdom also appears throughout the book, according to court documents, which state that during an interview with the FBI and agents, Khan said his goal was to be a martyr. So Mr. Luqman S. Khan targeting American universities. What a asset. What a cultural enrichment event is going on here. The charging documents do not provide much else about Khan's personal life other than that he was born in Pakistan. 1 million more H-1Bs. Please, Elon, I need 1 billion H-1B immigrants in America right now. Please, I need more. More. I need more enrichment. I'm not enriched enough yet. The charging documents do not provide much else about Khan's personal life other than that he was born in Pakistan, but as a youth moved to the United States where he became a U.S. citizen. He got a magic piece of paper. Yeah, just as American as you or I. Listen, I may be born in Pakistan. I may have a 68 IQ. I may plan to be a martyr and shoot up defenseless, retarded school children. But listen, okay, I'm just as American as you are, good sir. Listen, I have a piece of paper that says that I'm American, okay? I have a piece of paper that proves I'm just as American as you are. Yeah, magic piece of paper theory. Became a U.S. citizen. Documents also state that he lived alone in Wilmington's Hedgeville neighborhood and that he has no convictions in this country. While charging documents were filed by a FBI special agent assigned to a Delaware Joint Terrorism Task Force, federal officials reached on December 2nd did not say if the federal case is being treated as terrorism. Khan faces several state and federal charges, but none, as of December 2nd, accuse him of terrorism. He was committed to the Delaware Department of Correction facility after failing to post $107,000 cash bail. Really? I mean, which one of us would fail? I mean, honestly, that's embarrassing. Failing to post $107,000 cash bail. Poor much. All right. But federal authorities have taken custody of him, and he was. I like how. So does this mean that he was kind of out and about after getting arrested with this stuff? So, because he was committed after failing to post a bond, but federal authorities have taken custody of him, and he has a preliminary hearing in the Court of Common Pleas scheduled for December 9th. And a federal detention hearing scheduled for December 11th. Khan, according to the statement issued by UD's interim president, Laura Carlson, was an undergraduate student at the university, and a statement from Carlson said that Khan has temporarily been separated from the university, you don't say, including a ban from all UD campuses while legal matters are being resolved. I was playing basketball. It was about 11:45 p.m. on November 24th, and Newcastle County police officers Nathan Jupiter and Jay Sherbo, that's a funny name, Sherbo, were in Canby Park West on proactive patrol, a strategy used by law enforcement to prevent crime before it occurs. I also have a way to prevent crime before it occurs, but it's a little bit more radical. All right? Stick with me on this one. It should be noted that it's a violation of Newcastle County Code to enter a Newcastle County parkland after dark. The court document states because of that, the officers activated their emergency lights and went to make contact with the truck's occupant, who identified himself as Luqman Khan. I was playing basketball. Court documents said Khan told the officers when asked what he was doing in the park. Khan was nervous and uncomfortable as Jupiter spoke to him. The court documents state this included avoiding eye contact, you don't say, speaking fast, and shuffling through the vehicle when Serbo ordered him to stop. When he asked to get out of the truck, court documents say that Khan responded, no, which is a great way to get physically removed from a vehicle. After multiple commands to get out of the truck, court documents say that Jupiter opened the pickup door and grabbed him by the shoulder. That's when he said he would get out. When Jupiter went to handcuff him, court documents say Khan grabbed the handcuffs and refused to let go of them. Khan was eventually taken down to the ground where officers were able to take him into custody. After his arrest, police requested a tow truck to remove Khan's Toyota from the park as it did not have valid registration. You don't say. Court documents say an officer searching the truck found a 9mm Glock magazine, more than $1,000 in cash, probably from his CIA officer. Here's the Glock and $1,000 in cash. All right, now do a mass casualty event, will you, sir? This is probably Moon Man. I don't know if Moon Man's in the chat yet, but this was Moon Man handing this guy $1,000 in cash. He's like, all right, now go have fun, young man.
No, Moon Man's not here tonight. That's probably where he's at. He's
Moon Man's actually he's calling the local police like, you got to let my guy go. He didn't even get to do it yet. The officer also found a black backpack resting on the passenger seat. Inside the bag, court documents say the police found a micro conversion kit with a loaded .357 caliber Glock in it. So one of those Roni kits, I imagine, one of those crappy plastic fantastic kits for him. Great. The micro conversion kit allows for pistols to slide into them. Oh, you don't say. Converting a handgun into a shorter and more lightweight version of a rifle that can improve handling and accuracy. Federal investigators and some converters can allow a semi-automatic firearm to fire more than one bullet by a single pull of a trigger, essentially at a rate of 1,200 rounds per minute. 1,200 rounds per minute is very, very fast. I mean, that's like vector territory of fast. Okay, so other items found in the bag. Okay, good. We have pictures.
The Roni kit.
I don't know what this retard is saying. Petromus said some converters. So talking about some converters, not these conversion kits, but they're talking about a switch. They're talking about a switch. Well, they're mixing their terms. They're mixing their terms. So they have the conversion kit, which is the Micro-Roni chassis. And then you have a switch, which converts the semi-automatic firearm to a fully automatic firearm. But this is what we like to call a word concept fallacy, where a conversion device can mean multiple different things. So a conversion device can reference the Micro-Roni kit, or it can reference a switch. Does not mean that it references both things.
That almost feels intentional.
Well, probably. Retarded or intentional. Take your pick. Why not both? Two extended weapon magazines, one containing 27 40mm rounds. What are you talking about? You mean 40 cal rounds?
Two
extended weapon magazines containing 27 40mm rounds. Sorry, one containing 27, one containing 26. However, I count 4, so I think they're just retarded.
Yeah.
So, a Safe Life Defense body armor plate. Now that I dislike. I really dislike they're adding body armor into their arsenal, because that means that they're attempting to go up against armed people or to prolong their life a little bit. And I really prefer that they not do that. I'd really prefer you to be a soft target.
You know, it is soft. Their forehead.
Well, sure, but imagine you're responding to a situation, right? And you just have your handgun on you, and you put like 3 in somebody's chest just instinctively, and nothing happens. It's like, oh, right. Oops.
Mozambique drill.
Yeah. Also found in the bag was a marbled composition notebook. When an officer opened the notebook to make sure that there were no valuables in it, the court documents state that the officer noticed writing consistent with tactical warfare and premeditated assault. Federal authorities were then called into the investigation. So let's say Jared Adams, a special agent with the FBI's Delaware Joint Terrorism Task Force, went through the notebook, listed in the court documents what he saw, entered on the grid line pages, including possible targets, weapon impacts, how to avoid law enforcement, and plans for violence. Why he hasn't been charged with terrorism of some sort? Maybe because there's no political motivation as of yet. I mean, I say there's an obvious one, but maybe normies wouldn't. Another section of the notebook, according to federal documents, include the phrases battle efficiently, kill all, martyrdom, all combatants, and secure land, resources, vantage points. Also found in the notebook, according to the federal documents, were notes suggesting that Khan had additional weapons beyond what was seized in the truck. For an example, one page names multiple types of firearms and details about their performance, including ranges. Now, with that $1,000 of cash, you could say that he was about to walk into his local gun store and say, What rifle can I get for $1,000, huh? How many bullets for this? Multiple type of firearms documents state a photo of a notebook page titled Urban Warfare Setups was entered into court documents. There, one can see handwritten lists of weapon and armor as well as their potential impact. The lists include a Glock handgun, tear gas, stun gun, sword, knife, body armor, and a gas mask. So the notebook also includes plans to avoid law enforcement detection, including multiple attacks ambushes, distractions, and surprise attacks. Other tactics listed in the notebook were switching license plates more than once, switching vehicles, wearing clothing that didn't show skin, and avoiding cameras as much as possible. The notebook, according to the FBI, also names a specific target, the UD police officer. Charging documents did not identify the officer by name, referring to him as victim 1. So it looks like he has diagrams, different things, inside vehicle, close-up run. The time murder of everyone, blah, blah, blah. I want to pull this one here up real fast. Can I blow this image up? Will it be more clear? Let's see. It's not very clear. So weapons, AR and 5.56, Glock, tear gas, taser, sword, knife, body armor, riot shield, gas mask, environment, trees, vehicle, buildings, residential infrastructure. Yeah, so not a little blurry, but I get the gist. During an interview with the FBI agents, court documents state that Khan admitted to owning a Glock and purchasing a .40 caliber barrel online to convert it to a quieter weapon. What?
So
what?
If he has the 357, shooting 40s is going to be quieter if he has a suppressor.
I don't know what he means by this. It could be the retarded reporter. It could be the retarded interviewer, or it could be retarded Pakistani. Take your pick.
I'm going to go with D.
He also acknowledged, according to court documents, that police found magazines in his truck, but he did not confirm they were extended or that they were his. Does Delaware have capacity limitations on their handgun mags?
I believe they do.
Yeah, if they do, then yeah. He's trying to not to admit to a crime, I guess. During the interview, court documents state that Khan stated that becoming a martyr was one of the greatest things that you can do, and that was a goal of his. Rhetoric about martyrdom appears repeatedly in his notebook, court documents state. Great. So after getting a federal warrant, officers searched Khan's Hedgeville home on November 25th. There, court documents say officers found a machine gun conversion device. So that's what they're referencing earlier. They should have mentioned that. So there was a switch device attached to a Glock that was not registered, of course not. A rifle with a scope and a red dot sight, about 10 extended magazines, and numerous hollow point pistol rounds. Okay, so it looks like he was preparing to go. A plate carrier tactical vest with one body armor plate inserted. The vest was consistent with the body armor plate found in the backpack. So he had 2 plates, one in the plate carrier, one in his backpack. And I imagine when he was actually going to commit his assault, he would put both of them in his plate carrier, or just leave one in his backpack and have his backpack on with the plate carrier, with the plate inside of it. Right.
Yeah.
So why this man has not been arrested, I'm not sure. Now, let me look up Luckman S. Khan, because that might be elucidating into who we are dealing with. Okay, so this is... do we have a video for this? Here we go.
All right, Kath, thank you. Developing tonight.
Watch for black ice.
Foiled, allegedly targeting a local university police department. Police accuse an undergrad student.
He'll count as white in police crime stats, by the way. This will be a white act of terrorism. Born in Pakistan, but too light skinned. High caste, very high caste Pakistani.
At the University of Delaware of planning the attack after they say they found weapons, armor, and a notebook detailing the plot inside the suspect's vehicle. This is him on the screen there. They made the discovery during a late-night traffic stop last week. Officers were checking out Canby Park West on Maryland Avenue in Wilmington when they attempted the traffic stop, saying the suspect had been parked there after hours. And that's where they ultimately took the 25-year-old into custody. Here's our Kelly Rule.
Federal court documents do not provide...
Gentlemen, on your best behavior. Although I'm sure that you're already going to get the same comment we did earlier.
...a timeline of any potential...
Also, I wonder if they did. That's a good point. I wonder if he's actually like straight up black and they just turned up the white.
Well, he looks like a red beard.
Well, I mean... there are Pakistanis that are lighter skinned, right? I mean, they have a caste system for a reason, right?
Well,
just happens to be a high caste Pakistani. Listen, just having lighter skin doesn't make you white, okay? If that were true, then Jews would be white. But
No,
they're not.
there's there's several of them that have almost bright red beards.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a thing.
Plans, but in an
Yes, the CAA chassis system is from Israel.
interview, documents say Khan told investigators becoming a martyr was one of the greatest things you could do and was a goal of his. A gun and a conversion kit, body armor,
What
along
gives
with
here for the
4 loaded
interest club?
27-round magazines. Newcastle County Police say this is part of what they found inside 25-year-old Lukman Khan's Toyota Tacoma
Lukman
in
Khan.
Canby Park West in
I assure you, Lukman Khan is just as white and American as you are, sir.
Wilmington, just after 11:45 the night of
Budget Sydney Sweeney. That's rough.
November 24th, the result of a traffic stop during 2 officers' routine patrol.
Rather than just shooing the person out saying, hey, the park is closed, they did police work. And this is how we were able to obtain this information.
License and pigmentation, please. Wait a second, I have this. A license and pigmentation, please, sir. Khan, you say? Step out of the vehicle.
And obtain this person's name and locate all these items that were inside this vehicle.
Also in Khan's car, a notebook, according to police, and what they found inside then turned the investigation over to the FBI.
So this time we have reason to believe he was planning an assault on University of Delaware Police Department.
Federal court
Moon Man
documents
needs to
state
pick
Khan's
better
notebook
parking spots.
No kidding, bro. Fast transition fighting, reaction fighting, 05, 25, 36.
outlined multiple firearms and how they perform. It also named a specific target, a member of the University of Delaware campus police. Another page, documents say, included a layout of a university building with entry and exit points and time of day. During a search of Khan's Wilmington home...
Boy, do you know how black you were going back there?
You know what happened there, right?
Sorry, what? Go ahead.
The wood over the door and the wood over the back window.
No, I do not.
Window got broke, flashbangs got tossed in, then door come off the hinges.
Oh. Well, I wish you a very warm welcome.
Federal court documents state Khan's notebook outlined multiple firearms and how they perform. It also named a specific target, a member of the University of Delaware campus police. Another page, documents say, included a layout of a university building with
the
entry
list
and...
of things there. Was he planning to kidnap right there?
Well, where do you see
a
it?
little bit lower.
target,
It
a
says,
member of the...
Oh, shoot.
maybe it was just a little bit above that.
Called on University of Delaware Police Department.
Federal court documents
Handgun, fast transition fighting, close by the building, black backpack
State Khan's
transition,
notebook outlined
backpack reload.
Below the
multiple
taser,
firearms and...
apprehend without kill, steal weapons, and
Vehicles. Yeah, so basically like getting people out of vehicles, disarming people with the taser. I mean, this is like Dishonored or something where you're using non-lethal takedowns to get more items or something like that.
how they perform. It also named a specific target, a member of the University of Delaware campus police. Another page, documents say, included a layout of a university.
Well, I mean, he was stopped in somewhere that he shouldn't have been, right? Because he was parked at a park at midnight, basically. And so you're going to get talked to. They drive up and say, well, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm playing basketball. Obviously, you're not playing basketball. And he's being nervous and all this other stuff. And he's brown. And so they're like, hey, step out of the vehicle, would you? He says no. And they're like, all right, here we go. It's time.
The building with entry and exit points and time of day. During a search of Khan's Wilmington home on South Van Buren Street, documents say investigators found a device that can convert a handgun into a machine gun, a rifle with a scope, among other ammo, and a tactical vest.
Can we see the
Neighbors
rifle?
say Khan lived there alone for about a year, and they were terrified when investigators...
DDM4. Yeah, this is Moon Man's standard loadout. Glock 40 with the switch, DDM4, $1,000 in cash. Go for it.
Swarmed his home a day after his arrest.
I don't know if it's when they hit the door or when they hit the window. I have a piece on the inside. It literally...
Maryland? Really? Huh. Bad neighborhood.
Shattered. That's how hard and loud, it was. He was quiet. I heard from a moment.
I like how he's giving him the smolder.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling going to play him in the live
Yeah,
action?
actually, yeah, the eyes match.
People that when he went to the mosque, he was weird.
Point
Why?
directly at her crotch. She can't be on camera. Make sure it is pointed directly at her crotch.
She was already on.
They were trying to be nice to him, and he just was like, he was standoffish. It's a really scary thought that it was so close to home, like next to home.
At the University of Delaware, the interim president sent a letter this morning saying Khan is an undergraduate student and that he's banned from all UD campuses for the time being. She also outlined resources for students. A bar near campus on East Main
Light-skinned
Street
stare,
with a
that's
sign
right.
thanking Newcastle County Police, as are current students.
I'm glad that they were able to take the student away and figure all of it out, but it's just this should not be happening. It's just very, very scary.
Documents say Khan was born in Pakistan but moved to the United States when he was younger and is a U.S. citizen. They also say he has no prior convictions. Reporting at Newcastle County Police Headquarters, I'm Kelly Rule, Fox 29 News.
Moved here when he was younger. How young?
All right.
I think 12, right? So yeah, Mr. Khan got the guns, got the $1,000 in cash, got the body armor, has plans and diagrams of getting in and out of the campus. He has one campus police officer by name that he wants to take out. Not terrorism, no problems here. Please give me 1 million more Pakistanis per year. I need them for the GDP. The GDP must go up no matter how much our country suffers, okay? It's just a natural consequence of having wonderful immigrants to enrich our culture here.
Importing talent.
Yeah, listen, we don't have talent like this in our homeland, okay? We need to import it from the third world. We can't handle these jobs. Yeah, so this is just basically has everything. So it says a 357 caliber Glock, but then it's converted to 9-40. Couple of the Stendo Clipazines, 1.556 rifle with a scope, but they don't say which one. The Glock 19, however, so not as carry gun, but the 19 had a switch on it. Maximum penalty of 10 years. That's it. Maximum penalty of 10 years. That doesn't seem right.
For the switch or for the?
Well, okay,
for
sorry.
all of the stuff that he did.
Oh, no, actually, so that's just for the Switch. I was thinking for everything, it was only 10 years.
No,
I was like, I feel like that should be a lot more than that. Because, yeah, the machine gun's going to be 10 years. Not to mention the plot to assassinate a police officer and, the terrorism charge and other things that should come. But, yeah, that's just for the Switch. Okay, I got you. I was confused.
That's why the YNs in Chicago all have switches, is because the gun charge and the switch charge is essentially the same.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. Oh yeah, 5.56. Yeah, a 50 BMG, a 50 plus BMG rifle is what he had. A .556, which is much different, much different, much more powerful. The Switchazine, yeah, man. Owens Bane for 2 says, happy to catch the VOD tomorrow. Richard Trench with hearts. Well, I'm pretty sure he gave that to you because he saw that earlier because he was being very generous. Thank you, Owens Bane. Appreciate that. Have a good night, sir. Ridiculous for 2 says, don't forget to wash under the tip to avoid suppressegma. Suppressegma? Ugh. All right. Thank you, Ridiculous. Thank you for that. Amrite Boy for 2 says, the non-Semit shush tube. That's right. The anti-Semitic. It's very anti-Semitic, this shush tube we got over here. Thank you, Amrite Boy. Appreciate that, sir. Amrite Boy for 5 says, no, buy tube, make all, own tune. You have the skill to make a better tube than Q can. Listen, 1890s technology is hard to recreate, all right? Q's doing a fantastic job of recreating the Maxim suppressor. Thank you, Amrite Boy. User for 5 says, Hux Works Ventum 5.56, a good can for low back pressure and decent flash suppression. I agree with you. However, I need a 9mm can, right? I need a 9mm can, not a 5.56 can, because otherwise I will manually bore that out to 9mm. Thank you, sir. Everyday American for 5 says, why does everything feel like a false flag or an attempt to make it look like the Jeet running the FBI is actually doing something? It could be a little bit of column A and column B. For instance, if you arrest the man, then it's like, okay, you did a good thing and you stopped a terror attack. If you allow the man to do the terror attack, then you get this anti-gun narrative. You get the wow, the right is so evil. They're focusing on, they're going after immigrants when we really need to be going after the guns, right? Because it's really the guns that are causing these mass casualty events, not the immigrants. So it's good for social destabilization. It's good to push policy. Or if they catch the guy beforehand and they say, oh, look, we're doing our job. We're so good at protecting the American people. Meanwhile, we're importing millions of these people into your country at the same time, while also destabilizing your nation, right? So it works in both ways.
I was going to sum it up with this.
It feels a little fake and gay. Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake and gay, and there will be no fakeness and no gayness.
Column A and column G. He's asking if he was asking about the Hux. The Hux is good. It has, decent flow through characteristics. It has okay flash suppression. It gets really bright under nods. But again, if you're fighting a near peer force man, good luck out there. Just good luck. Vandalay for 5 says, sounds like something that can be stopped, like in Minority Report, but in a different kind of minority, if you catch my drift. Yeah, that's right. The new script for Minority Report just has you shooting minorities, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like, yeah, I know. It's very effective. Anyways, Scientology told me to make this film. Thank you, Vandalay. Appreciate that. I'm pretty sure most people would convert to Scientology if, certain things were implemented to fix the degradation of our country. All right. People would make sacrifices. That's all I'm saying. DHC 1488 for 2 says he's as American as you and me, my fellow whites. That's right. Yeah. And my fellow white people, I mean, I'm just white like you, or actually it's complicated. You see, when being white's a good thing, I'm white. And when we want to destroy the whites, or when we want to deracinate them, we're going to say that, oh, I'm Jewish, I'm not white. That's right. Whatever benefits you in the moment, Ben. Everyday American for 2 says fake. No one uses 357 SIG. It's true. I forgot that they still made those.
See,
thank you, Everyday American.
That's specifically why I use 357 SIG, is because nobody shoots it. So ammo is always available. It's not that much more than 9mm. And you can get some pretty fast defense rounds too.
I think it's a capable caliber for sure. But I just think, cost and capacity is not ideal. Everyday American for 2 says 5.7 has entered the chat. Well, 5.7 ain't going to penetrate rifle plates. It might penetrate some soft armor plates and close range on a straight shot, but I would also not trust 5.7 to go through a lot of things. In ideal circumstances, sure. But if you're shooting at somebody sideways, or you're not perfectly straight on, or you're at a little bit of distance, maybe. Polly B for 5 says, so we get a fully semi-automatic converter switched 40mm handgun poo blaster firing at 1200 clips a second. Got it. Common journo L's all around. Yeah, they basically hit everything wrong that you could say about firearms. They did. Good job. Thank you, Polly. Ridiculous for 2 says, screams psyop. What kind of tard writes down plans? Yeah, I don't write anything down. Okay, if I forget it, I forget it. That's how it goes.
I wrote it down for him.
Yeah. Amrite Boy for 5 says, stream was interrupted by my baby puking all over my... What is that emoji? My wife? Oh, your wife. Yeah. All over my wife. Richard, the Lightning Anna or Lily, please. And thank you. Lightning Lily. Which one's Lily? Is that the AT&T girl?
This one.
Oh, yeah. I prefer Anna personally, but I might be a little biased. Thank you, Amrite Boy. Good luck with the wife throw up. Many such cases. Lightsport for 2 says probably grips like Mrs. Lightning, though. Vandalay, member from 5 months, says, I don't know. He doesn't look like a stolen car to me. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Moonman for 2 says, you rang? Richard, Tito. Well, that lasted like 4 seconds. Thank you, Moonman. Appreciate that, sir. I know you're busy out there giving cash and DDM4s to Pakistanis, so that they can commit mass tragedies. But thanks for hanging out. Lightsport for 2 says Hachi discovered Pennsylvania versus Mims. Good luck with that, sir. Or actually, bad luck with that. I wish you to be completely screwed over by the legal system. Geonosian over on Ko-Fi says, I don't get why people complain about the Surefire mounting device when no one complains about the Hux or anything like that. They make a dang hub adapter now. Well, the Surefires are expensive and they don't make a hub compatible system, but you have to buy the B&T compatible system, which they're currently getting sued by Surefire over. So maybe you won't be able to get that forever. And I think it really just comes down to cost and the length. Whereas the Huxworks muzzle devices, most of the time, like it threads onto the bottom of the cam, like, or onto the bottom of the device. So it's actually a very compact mounting system. Subarctic Psycho says, all this gay talk about suppressors, just fill a water bottle with foam and duct tape that mofo to your barrel. Effective? Maybe. Cheap? Yes. Legal? Not when I do it. I don't know. I mean, that is an option, you know, just do the old can around your barrel trick, or all sorts of funny little things that you can do to make your gun a little bit quieter. A little bit quieter. All right. Phoenix PD untangles deadly motorcycle dispute, shooting hit and run. Now, I'm going to try and give you a brief summation of this. A altercation ensues between two motorcyclists. One of them shoots the other and then immediately gets run over and killed. So, justice?
Poetic justice?
Justice? Ironic justice?
Sad?
Sad? Question mark? I don't know. Maybe for the first guy who got killed, they were cyclists,
Yeah, I mean,
which all cyclists should die,
taken out
right?
Before. Wait, cyclist or?
I mean, motorcycles, right? Motorcycles are cyclists, though. Let's be real. They're just as gay, right? We all agree with that, right? Right? Motorcycles are just super gay, right? Right? Yeah. No, we all agree. I think we all agree that motorcycles are gay, for sure. Actually, I will farm some chat interaction real fast. Let me see. Motorcycles. Cycles.
I think strapping
Cyclists.
a motor on two wheels is pretty freaking fun.
I don't know. We'll let the chat decide your fate, Richard, because it sounds like you might be a bit of a cyclist yourself. I'm not, condemning you or anything, but the chat might.
A motor and wheels, as long as it's more than one, I'm in it.
Mm-hmm. I'll see you in heck. All right, AMR.
We are learning a lot more tonight about a deadly shooting involving two motorcyclists. Phoenix police say that one of them shot and killed the other, and then they were hit and killed by a car.
There's a lot to break down here. Steve Nielsen joins us live with what happened and possible motives involved.
A lot to break down here. What a wacky scene. It's like a comedy sketch.
Yeah, well, you're right, John. There is a lot to break down here in this one. One of those pieces of evidence out there that police are trying to go through, a violent video that's been posted on social media, recorded by a witness there. Police would love to use it. There's a few problems with it. One, they're still trying to confirm its authenticity. That's something you have to deal with in an AI world right now. But two, they're still trying to track down the person that recorded that video. Mobile command and flashing lights under the 17 overpass at 7th Ave Friday night. The scene was very different than the crash officers thought they were responding to.
Very confusing scene. Detectives worked for multiple hours trying to piece out what happened. It's
Chat's right now playing Smash or Pass.
tragic. It's a tragic incident. Very concerning for our community as well.
Sergeant Jen Zach now says Scott Kikis and Job Martinez were both on motorcycles and got into some dispute when Martinez shot and killed Kikis. Moments later, a driver hit and killed Martinez. The driver left the scene but was close by and didn't answer any questions, according to Zach.
Individuals saw the person getting shot and did hit the person that was doing the shooting. As for how that all ties into this whole scene, whether he was a third party unknown, we're still working on any details for that.
Zach says they're investigating online claims about possible connections to motorcycle gangs.
We are hearing a lot of those rumors. We are getting that information. People are calling in tips about it, and all of that information is something that we are looking into. Our detectives are working diligently. I just spoke with one of them this morning. They're working hard on trying to figure out exactly everyone that's involved.
Kikis was a father and husband. His wife didn't want to speak yet about her husband. Local businesses say police have obtained some surveillance video. And as of this moment, no one has been charged yet with anything involved here. Keep in mind, police believe there is likely more witnesses out there.
Whoa! Light spore. Whoa. There's a Sargon of Akkad had a very, very similar quote where he was like, I wouldn't even rape you. Very aggressive way to say you're unattractive. Too ugly to assault. Also another famous one. Whoa.
More video possibly out there as well. They're hoping if you have any of that info, the number to contact them.
Oh, are they not actually going to show the video? I thought they were going to show the video. My apologies. All right. Let me, because I actually do want to show what of the video that I can. Let me see if they are going to show the actual video here. Is it airable? Maybe this one's more your speed. We'll see.
Well, right now the scene has already been cleared up. We're here on Bethany Home and 27th Avenue. Happened overnight. The motorcycle officer in the eastbound lanes of Bethany Home, that was completely shut down earlier. Let's take a look at some video of the crash. The motorcycle officer, we're told, looks like minor injuries. He was talking, but he was taken to the hospital, so that is good news. Unfortunately, police have yet to release a description of the other vehicle that was involved in this crash or a description of the driver. But what we do know is that this happened in the eastbound lanes of Bethany Home Avenue here.
Okay, this is actually the wrong one. This is the wrong one.
Yeah, I was just saying, I didn't think
Sorry.
it was.
No, that's the wrong one. That was from years ago. Trying to see where published 2 days ago. I'm trying to actually get the actual clip
This
of
kind
it.
of like when we watched the
4 days ago.
AP stream that was 4 days old.
Yeah. Shish. Where are they not gonna have it
was
here either?
fun.
Where is it? Why is it so hard to find the actual video? Yeah, fight between two people engages, 2 motorcycles killed. Yep. Was then hit. Yeah. Can I see if do none of these guys have the actual video of this? I thought they did. Gosh dang it. Yeah. I see the crash scene, but where is the actual video of the event itself? Maybe it's not YouTube approved, but yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. Oh wait, actually, is this it? No. Gosh dang it. Why are you so difficult to actually just find the event itself? Phoenix. Okay, let me just do a YouTube search of this for motorcycle shooting. Is this the 2 days ago? Bizarre shooting, but that doesn't have the actual shooting in it. And then you can see the car that the guy hit. That's the actual video. No, it's not the actual video. Aquatic crime scene. Yes. Is it in short? Is it too violent for YouTube? No way.
Probably.
Well, oh my gosh. This gentleman has it.
The road rage ain't the road.
Oh, there it is. So yeah, that is this is just after shooting dead another biker after they got into a mild interaction crash fender bender. Both the motorcyclists, who happen to be gay, fight each other or get into a verbal altercation. One shoots the other, walks away, and now what if that audio is correct?
That was
that
absolutely intentional.
Although, to be fair to the driver of the Charger, right? I'm not stereotyping, but to the driver of the Charger, if he did just witness that guy murder somebody,
possibly his friend.
Well, let's just say that he thinks this guy is a mass shooter or something, right?
Yeah.
You've seen people use their vehicles to stop crimes before, and so if this guy just watched this man shoot another man and he's walking away and then he goes to run him over, like maybe you can kind of justify that in a way. But yeah, that guy was he was going for it. He was like, nope, you're dead.
The road rage ain't
that is wild. Thank you, Officer Tatum, for actually having the footage when apparently nobody else does. I mean, I get that it is violent and graphic, but he even censored it for us too, so I appreciate that. Finally, somebody actually has it. Oh, I guess that is. Nope, that's not it. Captured on dash cam. Fair enough, whatever. But yeah, you guys, motorcycles, you know, a little bit of rage going on, a little bit of anger. You shoot somebody else to instantly get one tapped by a charger. I think that's a bit of a silly way to go, but maybe instant karma, instant deserved payback for what you just did. Thank you, huge ass. Appreciate that, man. Well, I wonder if the guy walking was in like was he shocked that he had just murdered somebody? Because it looked like he was not paying attention at all, and then yeah, he just gets launched into the stratosphere. Hopefully the charger is okay. Yeah.
You probably didn't expect the 4,000-pound bullet.
Yeah, you know, charger's a very effective tool. Very effective tool at running somebody over if you want it. All right, well, that's about all that we got for tonight. It's a good, chill Wednesday stream. I feel like the charger was involved. He was definitely got involved, whether he was originally involved or not. He definitely decided to get involved. That's for sure. Also, I'm going to end the poll there. So it's sorry, but cyclists are gay. 58% agree with me that motorcycles are a little gay.
Because you didn't ask if motorcycles were gay. You asked if cyclists were
motorcycles gay. And cyclists, you know, because they drive motorcycles, so they're cyclists. The gay, yeah. Plot twist: the charger was stolen. I mean, that's kind of just a given, right? Charger was about to have a catastrophic engine failure. Yeah, I've driven a couple Chargers. I actually don't mind them. I think for a 4-door car, like if you want a car that can at least haul like your kids around, and you want something that's, you know, a little fun, like it's not a terrible car for that. It might be terrible for other reasons, but I don't mind it. At least concept.
Time to pull your white card.
Well, me white? What are you talking about? I'm whatever race benefits me. I'm actually Pakistani right now because I'm applying for welfare and for citizenship, so I'm actually Pakistani. All right. I think that will get me. I think that will get me approved faster.
Afghan, then you'll also get SNAP benefits.
Yeah. People with Chargers aren't driving their kids anywhere. True. Yeah, that's fair. That's very, very, very fair. Yeah, not the fatherly types, let's say. Huge ass over on Ko-Fi says, "Why are you, a man, straddling a vibrating machine while wearing all leather? Sounds kind of gay."
Gay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Straddling a big vibrating rocket while dressed in leather, that's kind of gay.
Who mentioned leather?
Gay. Are you naked? Not even wear. That's gay in a different way, Richard. Geonosian says the ARS 13-406 is one of the reasons why I love my state. And yes, Surefire makes a fast attach hub adapter. ARS 13406. Is this a law that I'm unaware of? Justification, defense of a third person. Okay. So in Arizona, you have a set in stone legal justification for deadly force in defense of a third person. So maybe that Charger can use this defense. I don't think they're in Arizona, of course, but you know, I think defense of a third person is. Oh, was it Phoenix? Oh, yeah. So maybe they can construe it that way. That
that I'm wondering how old that law is, because that used to be a thing. Was somebody would not get charged for a crime if they were killing somebody who had previously killed a family member or loved one.
That seems fair enough.
goes back to the old Western times, I believe, but I'm not sure about the specifics of this law.
Logic 7671 67 mentioned 67 what 67 what do you recommend for a first can? I have a basic AR and would like to use it on my 22s. My dog doesn't like to wear his ear pro. It's kind of boring, but if you have a way to mitigate gas, a polonium Ks do a really good job. If you want to spend a little bit more and get a flow-through style can or a reduced back pressure can, I would also recommend some of those. I've heard that the Cat White Bread is quite good. There's a few other low or, reduced back pressure cans out there that are also relatively affordable and do a good job. So look into those. That's what I would look into.
It sounds like he's basic, so I'd go with Polonium K.
Yeah, but I mean, if you plan to use it for a really long time, having a flow-through can is easier because it's like, okay, I'm going to get a Polonium K. I'm going to get a Polonium K, and then I'm going to get a Superlative Arms adjustable gas block, and then I'm going to get an H2 buffer, and then I'm getting an enhanced power spring. It's like, well, now you should have just bought you're adding on the cost of just a flow-through suppressor at that point if you're modifying your AR to run better with a high back pressure can, right?
High flow-through suppressor, not good for 22. It'll clog up quick.
I mean, yeah, but you can just clean it if you really wanted to, I guess. Polo K or Turbo T3. I have heard that the Turbo T3s are reduced back pressure or at least lower back pressure than their earlier suppressors. So maybe that's another option. Yeah. Moonman for 5 says, hey guys, watch out for motorcycles. It's not safe for us. Pops a wheelie doing 120 in threads between a semi and a left lifted truck. Yeah. Let me pull this up. I hate cyclists. These people are the worst. How do I do this? Urban cyclist. Have you seen the videos of those black cyclists as they're like popping wheelies and going around people, like intentionally getting as close to them as possible?
Yeah.
I just wish somebody would shoot them. I know that obviously that's illegal or whatnot, but I do wish somebody would just.
That's illegal, but it's not illegal to bash them with your car if you feel like they're trying to impede traffic or riot or what's the other things in Florida specifically, right? Thanks to Ron DeSantis, if there's a group of them and it looks like they are, trying to do nefarious things such as stop traffic for whatever purposes, they become speed bumps.
Well, speaking of speed bumps, I just happened to find a clip that made my day.
Throws his arms up as if they were going to immediately stop for him. I don't know how he made it this far in life. Talk about feeling entitled. There's a stop sign right there, and this rider blows right past it, throws his arms up as if they were going to immediately stop for him. I don't know how he made it this far in life.
He just gets carried away off screen. Don't worry, guys. He's off screen, so he's fine. Yeah, this exactly. Motorcycles. Cyclists get a bad name. Bad rap. Deserved. Paulie B for 2 says, Richard, I need the Allison Hannigan PFP in S. Do you know which one that is? I can't keep up with all this stuff. I have no idea what PFPs these guys talk about.
I try to keep up with them.
People making memes of me with this. That's quite funny. I like that. All the hats. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Dude, I hate that. Of all the things I hate, it is my recorder trying to not just giving everybody Christmas hats. I need to get Christmas hats. The time is coming. The time is coming. I'm sorry, Paulie, but I don't know what PFP you're referring to. You need to just tag Richard. Just tag Richard in everything. Yeah, show the chat. You want to. Which one? Oh, well, this is also a good one. Thank you for sending me these. If you want me to pull up your memes on stream, I don't mind. Also true. Tacticon's gone, man. I'll be on OnlyFans. Kill yourself. No, I mean, totally in Minecraft or something. I wouldn't. I would never. No, I would. Would. Moonman for 5 says, Richard, ignore him. That thing I made you. Make it so, Richard.
I was looking for the Allison Hannigan one, but I don't have it, so
Well,
I'll have to make that one.
Polly, you need to just tag Richard in it. Just tag Richard in it so you can actually see. Now, this is Mr. Guns and Gear. Again, just hanging out, going around Atlanta in a Burger King hat. Mega based. Our guy. Little silly sometimes, but our guy. We all can be a little silly at times. That's just how it be.
Some of Mike's videos are a little strange. Some of them could be summed up in a tweet, and then sometimes he shills horrible products that he should have no association with whatsoever. But for the most part, I like him as an individual, and he's always been extremely respectful. And I know he sometimes watches the clips and stuff. So,
oh, I don't. I don't know how he has time to watch everything that he does, but he watches so much stuff. It's unfathomable how much time he spends on the internet. I think he is just a machine. He's just plugged into everything at all times.
Yeah,
Chud
you were
McGill.
saying he has a team. I think he has.
He might. It might be like 3 people at this point. Chud for 2 says, risking your life on a motorcycle is awful to your family. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I know people who are like in their early 20s with kids who are like, dude, I can't wait to get a motorcycle. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's the ultimate like boomer thing, right? It's like, it's about freedom. It's about me enjoying my life. It's like, yeah, whatever. But you also have like, a wife and kids and responsibilities, right? So it's not just about you anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chud. Appreciate that.
My uncle was one of the ones who believed in all that. And he and my aunt were killed in 2019 by a repeat offender drunk driver. So
that's tragic. It's horrifying. Person should be killed for that.
yeah,
But at the same time, I'm always
always
like, you could just drive a car though. I'm
well,
always,
they were driving out to the Grand Canyon for the 4th of July, like the ultimate American freedom. That was his thing. And somebody who had, I think, 4 DUIs at that point in time, hit and killed both of them. And they ended up getting sentenced to 8 years and then served 18 months before being released.
Oh, that's tragic. That's absolutely awful. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry to hear that, man. Breaking the whole stream down. We're watching a biker get run over right here, and you just have to be like, oh, that reminds me of my uncle and aunt who also died tragically in a bunch. That's tragic. That's terrible. But
He went out doing what he loved. It is what it is.
all right. Speaking of doing what you love, Moonman for 5 says, remember, bikers act tough. Still have gay sex in prison, though. It's about freedom. It's about expression. It's about drive. It's about power.
I will have to check with CRS, but I was told as long as you stop 6 months before, you get out. It's not gay. I'm not sure, though. I haven't been to prison, so I will have to check.
I'll just take your word for it, bro. Awkward of you to imagine that, but there you go. Yeah. All right. AK Militant for 5 says, I already have a Surefire War Comp and I like it. Should I save up for the RC2 or invest in a different route? Thanks. I love the show. Well, we love you, AK Militant. Appreciate you hanging out, bro. Depends on what you want, right? Because the RC2, they're still expensive, but they are tanky suppressors that have a low signature, high back pressure. If you're fine with that, then go for it, right? They're a professional level can. They're not an enthusiast can, okay? They're a professional can. Now, if you want the same thing, a little bit more expensive, reduced back pressure, RC4 could be a good way to go. You're going to spend a couple $100 more, but how much is cancer really worth? Okay, is cancer worth shaving a couple $100 off of your suppressor purchase? I don't know. I need to get reduced back pressure cans with how much I shoot because it's actually really stupid of me to not do that.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, AK.
Kids. If I get
I know.
cancer, it is what it is. You got kids.
Everyday American for 2 says top 3 shill products to look out for. Huh. Let him steal anything. Anybody who has a PB3 or a Promethean and pretends that they're good, let him steal anything. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to say Olight anything. Olight. Yeah, I mean, Olight honestly might be number one. So yeah, Olight at number one. Let him steal at number two. Number three.
I like a couple of the Olight products, but it's nothing that goes on the guns.
But it's
all,
Olight as a
tiny
whole.
little-
Olight as a
yeah.
whole is not worth it. What else do we have? Maybe some of the cheap, like no-name brands, like you've never heard of before. Like I don't know, like
I'm gonna go number
O-Hunt
three
or
I'm gonna go number 3 for PSA because I've never seen anybody
actually, no, that's
shield
fair.
for O-Hunt.
Yeah, no, that's fair. A PSA is a very shilled for company. That is
I
very
use
true.
some
They have
O-Hunt products,
they have
but
extracted a
for
lot of money from the market. 100%.
very, very niche things. Like I was looking for a reproduction carry handle scope mount, and it was $18 there versus buying one used that was legit, and they wanted like $80 for it. Like no, like but it's Colt. No, I'm not doing it. It's stupid. It's a piece of rail with a freaking nut.
Huge ass for 5 says Richard Starfish blown out confirmed. Whoa, who said that? Who said that?
I thought the starfish's name was Patrick.
Thank you, Huge ass. Appreciate that. Polly B for 5 says average cyclist entitled average black man in Vimerica entitled legally untouchable valorized constantly in media combine the two and seen. Yeah, that's what we get here for sure. Thank you, Polly. Appreciate that. It's a little cathartic though. Does provide for some good entertainment. Moonman for 2 says when cheapo shill red dot review we paid for it. Well, probably after Christmas because I only have 10 days left in South Dakota and then I'm going to be in Washington for 2 weeks. So yeah, probably after Christmas. Early next year. We'll get to some more review, fun, wacky stuff. Thank you, Moonman. Delta A November for 2. First time seeing you around here, sir. Says I highly recommend the B&T SRBS. I've heard good things about the B&T suppressors. I've also heard that their TP9 suppressors suck, but that's just TP9 doing TP9 things. But yeah, they're new suppressors. I've heard decent things about them. Let me see. What are they running for price? Just under $1,000. So, but that's for a full Inconel duty style can.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. If I'm gonna spend $1,000 on something, that's what I would go with.
Yeah, full Inconel is quite nice. Hub compatible, full Inconel, flow through design. There you go. Fair enough. But I mean, most of the flow through cans are getting close to $1,000. $950 here. So I mean, yeah. I mean, Ivan says it can go on sale for about $800. $800's good. You know, the cans aren't cheap, right? You can get a cheap can, but just don't expect it to have all the features of durability, right? You're gonna get caught up with either high back pressure or heavy weight or subpar material, something, right? You usually can't get your way out of that until somebody actually just comes out with a solid Inconel can for $600, but hasn't happened yet. All right, Richard, what do you got going on, homie?
Well, I have a video about Sonny Pazitska coming out tomorrow. So hopefully.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hopefully that will, stoke a little bit of fire under him and make him want to come on a little bit quicker.
Well, I've been emailing him and I texted him today. So we should be able to get that lined up. Let me see. The Prepared Father. Hey, Prepared Father, buddy. How do you feel about defending Tacticon now, huh? You made that video on me a while ago talking about how good Tacticon products were, and then they canceled their warranties or something, and then Jake ran off with a bunch of the Pro 2A people's money. Prepared Father, how you doing, huh? You feel good? You feeling good? Do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Prepared Father. All right.
I remember
Bud.
this guy.
Let me look that up real fast. Actually, while we're on the topic, Prepared Father.
Is that video still up?
See, shall we? This should be good. Here we go. Here we go. Focus trip. You're a clown. Tacticon armament used for 2 years. No failures. No damage. All quality.
Bro, what this shit? I'm watching this dumb shit. These retards who have never used Tacticon products are trying to insult the quality of their optics, their tourniquets, their vests, anything that has anything to do with shit. That is a Tacticon. That is another Tacticon product. That's another fucking Tacticon product, this little plate.
None of it has any dirt on it.
Tacticon Apex Predator V1, where I've put well over 1,000 5.56 or 223 rounds through that.
So one range strip?
If you're too retarded to look at the evidence of the quality of this shit, don't talk to anyone about shit. Don't recommend shit. You're a fucking idiot. Seriously, I cannot believe I just watched that.
All right. Well, hey,
you're too retarded to look.
Prepared Father. Maybe your taste in people and thinking that Prepared Mindset Pod is honest and genuine. Maybe I don't trust your taste in people. Maybe I don't think you're the best judge of character. Let's say, Prepared Father. I wish you the best, good sir. Maybe you should seek Christ or something, man. Limpen, CQB, training, poor fundamentals, mediocre shooting, trusting in people who take advantage of people, run away with their money, don't pay their employees. The list goes on and on. But so far, my judgment of character has proved to be slightly better than yours. So, fair enough. Prepared Father. Have a good night. Lightsport for 2 says this guy needs a gym membership. Well, I mean, honestly, if you buying Tacticon steel plates, basically a gym membership all in itself, right? Right? They're heavy, so you'll get in shape carrying them. Moonman for 5 says, why does this guy with what sounds like metal plates sound like this? There's a type. There's a bit of typology going on here. Thank you, Moonman. Appreciate that. Moonman says, I have officially seen a white Somali head shape. Yeah, maybe he's Pakistani. You never know. You never know. Prepared Mindset Pod. See, now, set me off. You set me off. Now I have to do it to Prepared Mindset.
All right, I was just looking at it too.
So, Prepared Mindset Pod. I have had a couple interactions with him, not many. I don't actually have anything specifically against him. He tends to talk a lot with the, what's that group? Orion Training Group, who ghosted me for the appearance after the Pranka show because they were not comfortable having their Limpen CQB tactics and training courses criticized for the value that they provide or the lack thereof. He's also just like, there's nothing really entertaining about this. It's Limpen CQB, low quality, low skill training. There's nothing impressive about any of the shooting or anything else like that. It's not my thing. All right. If you like messing around with dudes in dark buildings and like doing your CQB footwork dance, fair enough. Fair enough. Not my thing, though. Yeah. Moonman, yeah, thank you for that. Everyday American for 2 says plus $7,000 to the Prepared Father. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, he is a father. I wish the best for him and his kids, but you know, maybe don't come around here pointing fingers. Why don't you like this person? When your own judge of character is quite poor. Quite poor. Bloodbase for 10 says nothing, drops it on the table, walks away.
Say that shit again. Goofy ass nigga. Fuck you think this is? Ready?
Hang on a second. Let me.
Many such cases. Thank you, Bloodbase. Appreciate that. I do like that. What do you think this is, Reddit? Chud for 2 says that guy definitely watches from the chair. I hope he's a good dad. I hope he's a good dad. Basecamp Training for 5 says he got angry at me at the Grand Thumb video I did about your upper because I shouted you out. Wish him well, though. Yeah. It's like, listen, man, why do you come around here if you think, like, obviously you've probably changed your opinion since then. So I do feel a little bad about going so hard on you, so to speak. Not sus, but yeah. I mean, your own judge of character is not great. Your own judge of quality product is not great. All right. So improve yourself, for the sake of you and your family. Everyday American for 2 says discount dirty civilian. Discount, that's teamy right there, bro. Amright Boy for 2 says big chair sitter behaviors. Yeah, a little bit. Well, how's everybody else's night going now that we had that little tirade, little tangent there, a little bit of a diversion, I suppose. Richard, I believe you were in the middle of doing your outro before we ran over that man.
I was doing an outro talking about a video of Sonny Pruszicka coming out tomorrow, where he charges $1,300 for a class for you conquer your fears, and he stands downrange next to the target that you're shooting at, which I guess is a vast improvement from his last venture, where you were the one by the target.
Oh yeah, dude, that video is funny. I think we're gonna have a talk tomorrow about it. Yeah, that'll be fun. Did Prepared Father, did he just dip the chat? Was he commenting?
He was still watching last I checked, but he's not engaging. So
yeah. Brave move.
Yeah, bold move, Cotton.
Yeah. Go run to Orion training group and tell him that, oh, I'm so sad. He's mean to me. He's mean to you. Ha!
Oh. Here.
Oh, he's back. He's still throwing money though. I mean, you should probably do chargebacks on these, bro. Prepared Father for 5 says, buddy, I've no problem with extra H, the hate from extra M, you bring some value. Oh, I appreciate that. Some value. Not like Tacticon, though. Nowhere near the value that Tacticon brought, right? Nowhere near that. You bring some value. Alt cancerous. Although cancerous? Is that what you mean to say? You bring some value, although cancerous. So yeah, people say, oh, you're toxic. You're toxic. Why? Because I call out people like Tacticon who, abuse their employees, lied, didn't even pay their suppliers, who canceled all their warranties, who failed to ship product after people bought it, who took the Pro 2A community, the people who were paying them monthly big buy-ins, thousands of dollars, and then just gave them nothing in return for it, essentially stealing, scamming them. Those guys provide value. Is it because my community is toxic and I call out that type of behavior? You think it's cancerous? Well, maybe I should be cancerous to you, right? I am toxic to you, and I think that's fine. However, your chat is incels. Whatever. It's like that's usually the critique of a low tier man. It's like, oh yeah, your life doesn't revolve around a woman. Yeah, whatever. Who cares about women? Women? What are you talking? You're in the wrong chat here, son. Okay, I am 101% male audience dominated. I'll have you know.
Yeah,
your chat is incels and people who don't shoot. I have more GMs in this chat than you've seen in your life.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Good luck with that, bro.
Prepared Father, you could enter any one of the contests that we have every month. Every month there is a challenge held, and you could win money. All you've got to do is post the video.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing a woman would say. It's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't even sleep with you. It's like, oh, that's the only value you provide is like some sort of piece of meat for sexual gratification. Like that's all you are. Like whatever. Post feet. Yeah, post feet. That'll get him. That'll get him, bro. Yeah, show practice score. Gotta go be a dad. Stay blessed, buddy. LMAO. Well, I wish you and your family the best, but I mean, I think you should reevaluate the people in your life you choose to consider quality content or information, or especially quality products. Appreciate that. Have a good night. Polly B for 2 says it's crazy when the lolcows milk themselves. It happens. Sometimes things must be done. Thank you, Polly. I appreciate that, good sir. Amorai Boy for 2 says the only women we care about are our moms and wives. Yeah, that's true. There's technically 4, right? So it's like I care about my mom, my sister. Well, actually, no, I don't care about my sister. My mom, my wife, my daughter, and Holy Mother Mary. There you go. It's 4 women you should care about. That's it. The rest of them, who cares?
No, the fifth one you should care about right now is my grandmother, and I thank.
I mean, you can throw in your grandma and your sister as honorable mentions, but realistically, if you can count the women you care about on 2 hands, you got problems, right? I have wonderful sisters. It's a joke. It's a joke. I have wonderful sisters who I'm going to go see at Christmas time. Actually, I have a very big family, so I think my sisters are mostly decent. Thank you, Amright Boy. No, my sisters are fine. Focus. I have many sisters. Not gonna say it. My younger sister is taller than I am. So you guys have many. For a woman, it is.
What is she, like 5'3", 5'4"?
No. Anyways, Richard dropped out. No, she's like 5'8", 5'9". Tall for a woman. It's tall. What wonderful. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Yeah, I mean, not single though. Not single. Lots of kids. So married with lots of kids. So not for you. Not for you. Off limits. Okay, don't talk about my sister that way. It's awkward. Now I have an older sister that is single. All right. However, she did not inherit the height genes. Okay, so my younger sister, she got the height genes, not me. Yeah. Lyspore for 5 says unironically used incel. That's how we know he watches from the corner. Go to the gym. No, so that's the joke. Gloom is usually I try and make myself seem as short as possible, like 5'3", 5'2", whatever it might be, just so that it's funny when I'm like towering over average height people. Thank you, Ancient Gloom. I appreciate that. My height's a mystery. How about that? I'm as tall as Garantham. So whatever Garantham says his height is, that's what I am. Okay.
Did you see where Reno May commented on the Micah Mayfield video? He said,
Yes,
Micah's
I did.
About 6 foot tall.
He's not 6 feet. I think I am taller than Micah. If I remember correctly from talking to him at SHOT Show, I think I am taller.
Is that a real 6 foot tall, or is that a Grantham dating profile 6 foot tall?
I'm pretty sure Reno's like 6'2".
Well, no, Reno is 6'2", but he said that Micah was 6 foot. And I said, yeah, is that a real 6 foot or Grantham 6 foot?
No. Well, no, you can just look at like me and Garantham are pretty close in height, and then Micah's like 2 inches shorter than Garantham. So I'm at least 4'10". That's very accurate. That's a great PFP, Kevin Crack Rocks. And also I am at least 4'10". At least 4'10".
Yeah, that is a good PFP.
I need to get that one. That would actually, instead of the Miku on here, if you think the Miku, because it's anime is too degenerate, you could actually, it's not anime, is it? It's like a vocal changer thing. I don't even know the lore. I just think it's funny. But if you did that image instead of the Miku PFP on here, that would also be really good for a sweatshirt.
I think by definition, it is anime.
I don't even know what the definition of anime is, to be honest with you, man. Japanese animation? So is Miku Japanese? Yes.
Well,
Moonman
authority. So.
I don't know if Moonman is an anime authority, but he does super chat a lot. So I'm gonna go with Miku is not anime. Minger is like Miku's like a singer but computer. Yeah, digital pop star, kind of like a VTuber. But is a VTuber anime or no?
I thought they were.
Are they different genres of the same thing? Do you have anime VTubers or? Well, you could have VTubers that aren't anime though, because you could have a VTuber of Iron Man, right, or whatever it is. So not all VTubers are anime, but you can have anime VTubers.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I did have the VTuber thing I was
clanker.
trying to set up for I was going to be a tactical cat. It didn't work.
Real weebs will dispute, but they're weebs. Yeah. Well, yeah. All anime girls are white. Moonman for 5 says, "Who wants to do a focus meet and greet in line to help corner enjoyer get some mileage out of that?" Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, Moonman. Never. I hope him and his family do very well. Shadow Force. Assume all VTubers are gay men. Yeah. I think that's, I don't know how you get around that. Pretty gay to be dressing up like that. Moonman for 5 says, "I am simply out here being anime adjacent, and you can be a VTuber and be like a cat or a bear or a stick figure. Most VTubers are anime girls, though." Yeah, dude, we should get a VTuber on at some point. Wouldn't that be funny? Get Kirsha on.
Yeah.
Just let her tell stories to the chat for like 2 hours and then slowly walk away. Thank you, Moonman. Appreciate that.
I'll email her.
Do not do that. No. I've actually interacted with Kirsha one time. She seems fine. Weird, but fine. All right. Yeah. Although Kirsha 6'5", 250 pound black man. You're it. All right. Well, Richard, you already did your outro, right?
I think I did it twice, but for those who weren't paying attention, I've got an amazing video about Sunny P coming out tomorrow. So go watch it. It's crazy.
All right. Let me drop that link in the chat for you all. John, Chud, you didn't pay me to say it. And since this is prostitution, you have to pay me to say it. All right. You don't get that for free. What do you think this is, bro? What the heck do you think this is? We run an honest establishment here, okay?
Joshua, a VTuber is somebody who is a virtual streamer. They have a wireframe, basically, that animates an animation. But it's them.
Yeah, it's virtual, right? So it's like somebody puts a different like thing on
It's
top
hard
of me.
to
so-
explain it.
Well, it's like an AI voice changer, but it's a body changer, right? So instead of me being here, it would be a ninja talking, or got to be careful how I say that. Enunciation is very important, very important. Okay,
But yeah,
But I can do it.
the wireframe tracks eye movement, hand movement, mouth movement. So
Jiggle physics, the whole thing.
yeah, there are some with jiggle physics.
Yeah, it's an avatar, right? It's just a digital AI avatar. Well, it's not even AI, really. Just an avatar for it.
Yeah, that
like
was
a
the word I
suit.
couldn't think of was avatar.
It's a 3D model. Yeah, we're retarded. Officer Dullard. Listen, Office Dullard. I always thought it was Officer Dullard. Now it's Office Dullard. Just say 3D model. My bad. Yeah, avatar. Yeah. Thundercat for 2 says, "Get on proximity chat." I don't even know what that is. Not going to happen. I mean, it might happen. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right. And then, of course, Moonman says, "Say the good boy thing for Chud." I have to find a voice. What's a good voice for this? You all gotta let me or listen to me go through these. This is Clen Feminina.
Is this good? No, that's not good.
No, that's trash.
Is this mom? This is the mommy voice.
It's okay.
Anime Goth? Ooh, there
Yeah.
we go. This is Anime Goth of V2, I'll have you know. Very good. Alright, so what did Chud want me to say? Chud, the best boy on the internet. Good boy, Chud. Alright, and with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. We have more fun, wacky shenanigans, hopefully getting Sunny Puzikas on the stream. Ooh, is that good? Do I have to do it in a higher pitched voice? Ooh, is that better? I don't know. Is it good? Anyway, without any way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy. Be good boys out there, and God.
As I sailed, and most of them I've slain as I sailed. must die.